Diesel. The heck did I just do? I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me disconnect. I'm sorry. Goodness, I can't even get this thing to. Did I mess up my whole freaking thing? Hey, peace. What's up? Hey, Katrina. How are you? There we go. I'm trying to make my picture a little bigger. This thing's in the way. Gosh, Diesel. What are you barking at, boy? Dang, why does it make me look like I'm just so zoomed in? It's got me zoomed in. Hey, welcome in. Smell like somebody smoking some za. You want to go out? Hey, Greg. Hey, Dynasty. Hey, Princess. What's up, y'all? I don't know why it's zoomed in like that. Hey, Lewis. I need to turn those off. Hey, Granny. Hey, Mama Mila. Great new day. I don't know why it's so zoomed in like that. Usually my face is not. I don't know what's going on. Trust drop. What's going on? I don't know why it's so zoomed in like that. But it's okay. Hope y'all all are having a great day on purpose. You're welcome to come up if you like. Anybody at all. Everybody's welcome. Everybody gets to speak. Please tap my screen. It's free 99. Crosspoint. What's going on? Welcome.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, peace. I don't know why why it's all zoomed in like that. I must have hit something. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
You
It's
can hear me
okay.
fine?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I
How are
like
you
your
today?
topics. This is very cool.
Thank you. Puffy. Hey, welcome. Peace.
All right, it says the rise of bricks and shift in global economic growth.
Yeah, I finally got it to fit on here. It wouldn't fit at first, and then I finally got it to fit. I need to figure out why my picture looks like I'm so.
May I ask your background? Are you education or
No, I mean, I'm just a regular person, just like y'all.
regular people? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a regular person. I'm not a teacher or anything. This is titled the Knowledge Box. So basically, everybody comes in and they share their own opinion, thought, knowing, belief, whatever they may have on whatever topic I have on the screen or any other topic that you want to talk about. I'm not one of those type of hosts where I make you stick directly to the topic.
Hmm.
It's not like that. Hey, Frankie Styles. So basically, everybody gets a voice. So
Sure.
it's nice to meet you, Cross Point. I do ask that you please follow me, and I will follow you back. And make sure you tap the screen and share it out and do all those fun things so that I can get pushed out because I am a new host over here. I haven't been going live, but this is probably my fifth live I've done over here. So I'm trying to get pushed out as much as I can so I can get meet new people.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I already like your topics. It's there's a lot of quality to talks. So.
Oh, thank you,
Hmm.
Frankie. Why is my face all zoomed in like this? You see this, y'all? Why is it all zoomed in like this?
I never done live. I wouldn't
I
even
don't
know.
know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Oh well, it doesn't
What's
matter.
up, Puffy?
Hey,
Hello.
hey, Puffy, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. So you said your fifth show, or I guess
Yeah,
whatever.
First?
this is probably like the fifth time I've gone live over here. I'm trying to be more consistent, y'all. I really am. It's just hard because I stream on another platform, and that like takes most of my time. But
What platform is that?
BIGO, I've been
I
over
don't know.
there for 4 years, and that's where I created the knowledge box. So I'm trying to bring it over here, and we've been having some good panels. So it's been
Well,
going good so far.
I have 150,000 followers. Would you like some advice on how to increase your channel size?
Well, I mean, I don't
Yes.
really care about like the followers and stuff like that. Like, I
I have
want
300
good
million
people
lifetime
that,
views.
I want good people that
300
want to
million.
have a conversation, and I don't do all that interrupting stuff. And you know,
I have 300 million lifetime views. Would you like to give
you
me
have what?
300 million lifetime views? No bullshit. You can Google me.
No, I
So
mean that's fine. That's good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. That's
Well,
great.
let me give you my advice, and you can take it, and if you like or not. But I'm gonna give you some advice.
Okay.
What you want to do is you want to post your videos 7 days a week at the same time of day, and answer all 100% of anything that you get, any DMs, any messages. You want to make people. You want to build a community. You want to learn their names. Write them down. So when you see a person, say good morning, whatever your name is. This is how you build a following, because
Hmm.
a following comes every day. Now you might hit, you're only gonna hit once or twice a week, once or twice a month, but the guys coming in every day will come in every day. That's how you build a brand. You're only gonna hit. I mean, I have over 3,000 interviews on my channel, but I only have 20 something videos with over a million views. That's not how you make money. You make money by that guy that comes in every day to say, hey, what's up? You want to make him your family. Know him.
Okay. Well, thank
Ask him
you.
questions.
Nice. I'm starting a channel, and I think that's really good. A
All
TikTok
right.
account, and I like that advice.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Frankie Styles, what's up? How you doing? I hope you're having a great day on purpose.
He's muted. He probably doesn't know.
No, that's a girl. She
Oh,
comes from I've known her for years. That's one of my friends. She's from BIGO too, but she streams on here too.
nice.
I don't understand why my freaking picture is all zoomed in like this, y'all. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Hey, RJ. Okay. So Puffy, did you have? I mean, Crosspoint. Did you want to say something about any of this bricks? About any of it?
Um, yes. One of the big things I wanted to talk about was education reform.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
So I think the number one issue with education is that it can be outdated. Everything's fast-paced, especially with technology nowadays. Um, I think we should diversify how young people acquire knowledge, either via experience or through traditional learning. I think we just need to diversify so we can give them better options, like apprenticeships, at any type of trades, bringing back hands-on learning, and also catering learning to males, younger males. So I think education reform needs to take a huge sideways shift.
Oh, I love this topic because this is my topic. I made my money in finance, and I
Hmm.
think education is a waste of time. What you need to learn is money, how it works, how to make it, how to earn it, how to build it. That's the most important thing. And you ain't learn that in no college because those people don't know nothing about finance. I think the most important thing, and this is my opinion, is learn money. Because once you learn money, you don't need to learn anything else. Because it's going to grow over time, period. It's just math. And the reason why you never hear them talk about learning money, they don't want to teach you anything. I always say, if you want to be dumb, go to college because they don't teach you nothing that actually will help you in life. But
Hmm.
like for instance, you sound like you asked her what college did she go to. What college did you go to, sir? Because I know you already went to one by the way you asked her a question. Where'd you go?
Well, I didn't go to college.
Did you learn finance? Because you ain't gonna learn
Yes.
it in college. Okay, what's the difference between a mutual fund and an index fund?
Mutual fund is aggregation of high performing stocks from companies, and index fund, no, no, mutual. Okay, so mutual fund is a pool. Mutual fund is a pool of money like retirement. Um, you're talking about firefighters' retirement, just a pool of money, and then therefore they use that to go with the stock market. And index fund, I don't know fully what index fund, so that's the part where you can tell me.
Well, first of all, they both do exactly the same thing, but the difference in a mutual fund and index fund is one is a mutual fund is managed by a person or
Hmm.
group of people. An index fund is managed by algorithm or AI basically.
With
That's what it's
quants.
called. Yeah, and the difference between a mutual fund and index fund is so far advanced. The average mutual fund is a 1 to 2% of your investment. Average index fund is
Hey,
zero point
fat
0.1
boy.
or 2% of your investment. So what that means is it'll take you usually 20 years to become a millionaire with an index fund, and it usually takes you 30 years to become a millionaire with a mutual
The
fund.
mutual fund. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, cool. Anything? Were you finished, Cross Point?
Period. Because once you learn money, it's all math. Once you get, all you have to do is put 25% of money after taxes away, and then you get a tax attorney to structure it so you don't have to pay taxes. Because trust me, they don't want you to know this. But once you have a tax attorney that knows what he's talking about, you
Hmm.
don't pay taxes no more. You buy everything, and then it's called borrow, buy, and die. Trust me,
Hey,
I know.
Amelia.
So does everyone in your family into finance, or is it just mainly you?
No, all my friends are.
Your friends are?
Yeah, yes, we all got into finance because we got tired of being broke.
You got a little low, Puffy.
We got tired of being, thank you, man. We got tired of being broke, so we said, this is not
Can y'all
working.
hear him, or does he sound low?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I kind of.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We got tired of being broke. We like this is not working. Can we figure another way out? And my friend's older brother, who started us all in finance, he said he bought some properties, and he started telling us just read books. So we did, and we listened to him because he's basically all of our
Hey, Zane.
big brothers. And
Mm.
I'm just saying, read these three books: Rich Dad Poor Dad, Millionaire Next Door, and I'll Teach You How to Be Rich and Think and Grow Rich. You read those four books, in 20 years, everybody will be a millionaire who's listening to me. I'll land my plane.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think everybody is gonna, even though everyone can pick up a book and go read, but the thing is, like, I think we've all tried to give that type of
Hello.
advice to our families, and for some reason, some people do and some people don't. somehow people end up becoming nurses, they start becoming teachers, engineers, fighters. There's reasons why they become different
Thank you,
things. It's
Frankie.
through they have different experiences, and sometimes people's values may not be centered around money. We don't know
Let me
why.
ju- let me just say this. A guy, his name is God, I forgot his name is. Anyway, he wrote a book called Baby Steps, and he did the largest interview, largest research on millionaires.
Hmm.
Would you like to know the third most by profession millionaires there are? Because I'm about to shock you.
Say
By
that one more
profession.
time.
Dave Ramsey, that's his name. Dave Ramsey did the largest research on millionaires. He researched 10,000 basically every millionaire in America, and he found out something that blew his mind. And it's in his book called Baby Steps. Read that book if you want to understand how money works.
Hmm.
And he found out the third largest group of millionaires. Number one is entrepreneurs. Number two are tech people, and number three
Real
are
estate.
no, that's number five though. Ready? You ain't gonna believe it's number three. K through 12 teachers are the third largest group of professionals who are millionaires. K through 12 teachers, people making $60,000 to $70,000 a year. Ain't that blew his mind because and
Hey,
it's the
Slim.
largest research ever done. And it's the name of the book is Baby Steps.
Hey,
Read it.
Slim.
It'll teach you. It'll teach you how to become rich. He talks about snowballing and blah blah. Blah, who cares? K through 12 teachers are the third group of professionals who are richest in our country. Would you like to know where lawyers are? Seventh. Doctors, eighth. I land my plane.
Hmm.
All righty. That's interesting.
The name of the book is Baby Steps. You can Google it right now. You don't have to read it, but you'll see it exists. Dave Ramsey wrote it. He was even shocked. He didn't even expect that to come. Largest research on millionaires ever. 10,000 he found. He interviewed. Well, he didn't do that. His people, but you get the point.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. You want to share anything else? Are you done?
Okay. Well, do you have any questions? Because I can teach you how to be a millionaire right now. Because I understand finances, and I'm saying if you want to be rich, screw all that crap they lies they teach you in school, which is pointless. And listen to me. You need to read books. There are lots of them. The Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Millionaire Who Lives Next Door. I can teach you how to be rich. Oh my God, you guys gotta read Think and Grow Rich. Once you read Think and Grow Rich, you will never see the world again. Think and Grow Rich is such an important book because it teaches you everything in your life is on you, no one else. It teaches self belief. Once you realize that the reason why you are in the situation, whatever that is your fault, 100%, your life begins to change. Thinking how rich, you will probably cry reading it because you'll stop blaming everybody for. No one cares that you got molested. No one cares your daddy left. No one cares. It's called Think and Go Rich.
Yeah,
Once
I've
you
heard
read
of
that
that.
book, and once you read that, if you don't cry, then read again because you will. But these are the books you need to read. There are other books, multiple streams of income. God, read that book because it'll teach you how to make multiple streams of income. And in the book, it says if you have one stream of income, you literally have none.
Yeah,
Period.
you should always have more than one stream of income. I do agree with that statement.
And final thing I want to teach you: read well, there's no book on this. Be a minimalist. Stop caring about. Dave Ramsey puts it best. Stop spending money. Dave Ramsey wrote, and this is in his book Baby Step. He put it best. Stop buying things you don't need
Thank
with
you for
money.
tapping my screen.
Stop buying me. Well, hold on, before and then I'll be quiet. Stop buying things you don't need with money you don't have to impress people you don't like. If you can live by that principle, you will be rich. All you guys impressing a bunch of people who couldn't care less, and if you get in debt, can't help you. I land my plane.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, what do y'all think about bricks?
Oh, bricks. Um,
That's
Brazil,
kind.
Russia,
That's
India.
I actually have stock
Well,
in
wait a
in
minute,
Brazil.
Puffy. Wait 1 second. Let him go, and then you go after him. Cross point. He was talking.
So what is BRICS? Is Brazil, Russia, is it Indonesia or India?
India.
Indonesia, China, South Africa.
Yes.
South Africa, but there's a K that we didn't bring up.
There is
Korea. I
a
see Korea.
K.
Did
Korea.
It's
Korea
spelled
recently join?
BRICS.
The BRICS is the name of the. I own stock in BRICS. It's in Korea, I think. I think that's the K.
There
Pretty sure.
isn't a K though in BRICS. It's just
There
spelled.
is?
It's
It's a group.
BRICS.
It's a group of countries.
Yeah, no, I own stock in it. Thought it was a K in it. No, I'm looking at it right now. It's not. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's been around for a while, like the early 2000s, but a lot of people don't really know about it.
Yeah, I do own stock in BRICS. That's not a BS. I do own it. The Vanguard has a BRICS stock exchange, so I bought
Oh,
through
somebody wants to
Vanguard.
come up. Hold on, y'all.
Through Vanguard. If you know what Vanguard is, I do own stock in BRICS. Through
Okay,
Vanguard.
cool. Hey, Dr. Jamar, how are you?
I'm doing incredibly well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. You got
I
some very
think.
interesting topics up there.
Yeah, I said the same
Thank
thing.
you. Yeah, I try to switch it up a little bit. Things that I've been watching other panels on here for a while, and it seems like they're all the same. Like all the
Yeah,
topics are all the same, and I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about stuff like that. I like to step out of the box, talk
My
about.
thoughts exactly.
I think your question on BRICS. I think they're on a rise, but I think if you're familiar with Ray Dalio on his on global shifting powers on how imperial powers climb and decline, and before they fall, they have a huge clash, a huge struggle with the rising power, which is China. Um, they could
Hey,
be
Valerie.
they could be dominant in the next 10 to 20 years. I'm not sure now. I can't say they're able to replace the United States position at the moment, but they're a
Yeah,
force to be reckoned with, population-wise. If they can work together, well,
right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just know, a lot of people aren't talking about it. It's been a while. It's been around for a while.
hmm
I do know that Mexico, they have been talking about joining it, but they haven't joined yet. So
hmm
I don't know, what's going to happen with that. We'll see. Um, there are some other countries that have joined. I'd have to look that up because I don't have that like stone in my memory off top of my head. I forget the other countries that have joined. But
Like
I
the
mean,
UAE, I think just recently joined. Another 10 countries have joined within the last year and a half.
yeah, there's a lot of them that are
Yep.
joining it, and it's backed by gold. So I mean, there is a possibility that it could do what you were just saying, but things take
Yeah,
time.
it's going to take a lot of time because
What happened?
I didn't hear him. I didn't hear what he said.
It's like his phone went out.
He's probably covering the mic. Dr. Jamal, I think you're covering your mic.
Are you still there, Dr. Jamar? Now you're muted. You got unmute.
oh that was it. That was it.
Oh, I thought you were in the middle
I thought he had something else to say.
I know. I thought he was about to say something else. Okay, that's cool. All right. Well, thank you for that. What do you all think about space exploration?
Space exploration. I mean, the only leading company for that is
Maybe interesting.
SpaceX. SpaceX is doing some amazing things right now. They are making a Starship. That is a lot of great. Are you familiar with the JSW Space Telescope that got launched, I think, a couple years ago?
I have a friend from the other platform that they've been talking about that. They've actually been talking about a new one that they just released. I
hmm
forget the name of it. Oh my goodness. We were
Like they're
talking
building
about
a new one. You're talking about building a new telescope?
Yeah, there's a new one that they just made.
Oh yeah,
Oh
it's
my
called the
gosh.
Louvre. It's even bigger.
Yeah, and they were showing pictures of what it took, the pictures that it took, and things like that.
Oh, you're saying it's in space already. Okay, you're probably talking about the Hubble Space Telescope.
No, it's called something else. I forget. I'll have to ask. I wish I could get him over here. I'm trying to
Mm,
bring people over.
I think you're talking about the JWT, the one that he first mentioned.
It could be that, but I don't know the way that he was talking. And this guy, he's actually in. He's not
in the
in
field,
like NASA or anything like that, but
but
he's
he's in the aerospace and
yeah,
stuff.
he's in the field, like engineering, something like that. But I'll have to ask him what the name of it is. I forget the name of it. That's my bad. I should have remembered as much as we talked about it. We were looking at videos and he was showing pictures that it's captured and all kinds of stuff.
How much do you think these topics are important to the average day person?
They're not important.
Yeah, they're
Not
not.
to the average day person because even myself, before I picked up the first book that I ever read, which was like 5 years ago,
Hmm.
you came and tried to talk to me about any of this stuff, I wouldn't even have listened.
Can I get
But
my?
once you do learn, it has a much
Oh, sorry,
deeper
Puffy.
effect on you. Oh, what was that, Puffy?
I'm sorry, Puffy. I forgot he did want to go after you, Crosspoint. Go ahead,
My
my
bad,
bad.
my bad.
I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna get me blocked, but I know this to be a.
No, don't say anything to mess because they already got me once, man. They got me once.
Oh no, no, no! It's not gonna be that. I'm just saying you. Well, let's see. I'm not gonna say nothing that can't be heard. There's no such thing as space. Space has never existed. We live under the firmament. This has been proven over and over again. There's no such thing as space. There's no such thing as planets. These things. This has been proven countless times. Now, y'all can call me crazy, but if you let me
No, I
continue,
don't think you're
I
crazy.
will. I can explain it real quickly. We
Hey,
went.
Rich Chris.
We went to.
Yo, space
Hold
actually
on.
doesn't exist. I've never
Hold
heard
on one
anybody else
second.
have.
Just wait 1 second and I'll let you go.
Let
Go
me.
ahead, finish, Puffy.
Let me say this. In 1969, we supposedly landed on the moon, right? Why have we never been back? There should be Disneylands up
Hey,
there by
John.
now.
Mm-hmm.
There should be Disneylands up there.
Yeah, I mean, I have questions like that too.
Hold on, but I can improve it. So, do you know what they did with all the moon footage? They don't even know. They lost it all and said, oopsie, how would you lose the most important thing that ever existed unless you wanted to lose the most important thing ever existed? There's not a
Mm-hmm.
solitary inch of moon footage. Look it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's all gone. There is no such thing as space. We live in a firmament.
Space
And
doesn't exist.
no, it doesn't. And one more thing. If you think I'm lying, why has the North Star never moved? Ever. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
anyone says. It's still in the same place it's always been. I land my plane.
I'll even say, why is space cold if the sun is hot?
Oh, why is there's a billion stars in there, but it's supposedly black? That don't even make any sense. Space
That
should be.
doesn't make any sense.
And when they went to the moon, which was fake, there
Right.
should be
Hey,
stars. Not a single star was in any moon
That's
footage.
so true.
There's no such thing as space. We live in something called the firmament.
Firmament,
Un-
yes, sir.
I
And they
like to think that it's our lives are like the Truman Show. That's
correct.
what I
Now,
think.
oh, do you know why they call it the True Man? Because listen to what it's called, the True Man Show.
Oh shit.
They're not even
Oh
lying to us.
shit.
They're
That's
doing
what
this
I
in
think.
our face. We are all
Oh shit.
we are all in the Truman Show. We're all being monitored by
We're all
Holy
Truman.
crap. That's so crazy.
that. I want you to understand something. Thank you for agreeing with me. They aren't even lying to us. They said there were dinosaurs 60 million years ago. When we were the last dinosaur. That's amazing that they can find dinosaur bones from 60 million years ago, but they can't find a pig bone from 3 years ago. Make that make sense. And oil came from dinosaurs? How did we
Yeah, fucking right.
how are we digging up oil under the ocean? So the dinosaurs all got under the ocean and buried themselves? None of it makes sense if you think about it. How is there oil under the ocean if oil comes from dinosaurs? They all decided to dig themselves under the ocean and die. No. That is impossible.
Paste meme.
I
Yeah,
like my
I mean, I have a lot of questions about it too. Same with like I don't really talk about religion or anything. I went to church when I
I'm
was
going to
a
blow your
kid,
mind on religion.
but
There
I
really
really
was.
don't talk about it because
When I get
well,
to religion,
wait 1 second, Puffy. I really don't talk about it because I I mean, of course, I read parts of the Bible when I was a child because I was made to go to church, but I wasn't there, so I don't know. It's
I'm
just
gonna
like
go on religion, and it's gonna blow your mind. Please don't interrupt me. The reason why I
wait
know.
a minute, wait a minute.
Oh, I'm about to blow your mind. Y'all
But
better
so I
sit
kind of
here.
look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the same. It's just another story that was told. I
Would you
don't
like
know.
to? Would you like to know the truth about religion?
I mean, you can talk about whatever you like.
Oh, I know this to be a fact. The guy that wrote the Bible, Bible we go from. What's his name?
King James?
King James. Yeah, King James. He was a
Yeah. How many
Satanist.
versions are there?
There's countless versions, but the one we're talking about is the King James version. He
Yeah,
was.
but there's a million versions of that version.
I know that too. That's very true.
So
But
it's
he was.
like,
Listen to me. He was a Satanist. He worshipped. This is a fact.
yeah, I've heard that.
You can look this up. But here's the deal: the Bible's real. There really was a Jesus, and everything is
But how do
saying
you know that though?
because I've
Were
done a
you
lot of
there?
done a lot of studying.
Were
Trust me.
you there though?
I'm gonna tell you this: Revelations, Revelations is the truth, and I'm about to blow your mind.
That's where
Revelation,
we at right now.
Here we go. Go ahead.
Revelation,
Hey,
Revelations
Mary.
16:4 breaks it all down. It says that through black magic we he will destroy the world. She's talking about Satan. Remember, he's a Satanist. But Satanists don't lie. They tell you the truth. They just you never pay
Stop,
attention.
Diesel.
I'm gonna tell you what the word black magic means. Ready?
Hey,
Everybody sit down.
PR.
It means pharmacy.
Mmm.
Look it up. This is another fact that you can easily Google. So what it says in the Revelation 16 is Satan will destroy the world through pharmacy.
Mmm.
Black magic. It is a fact. Anyone right now, you're getting my voice, Google it. It blew my mind when I read it. Think about what I just said.
Hey, Chastity. Yeah, I really don't know. I wasn't there, so all I can go by is what other people say. Same with
Well, that's true. Yeah.
reading books and stuff. I've read a lot of books, but I really don't know until I actually go to these places and
Hmm.
see things with my own eyes. I call that my end game. So
Google,
once I go and see
Google the
with my
meaning
own
of the word
eyes
pharmacy.
and
It
things
means
like
black magic. That is what it literally translates to.
hey, bro.
This is a fact. You can anybody y'all got your own phone. I'm saying it right now. Am I wrong? The word pharmacy means black magic, and it says in Revelation 16, Satan will destroy the world through black magic. 1 in 4 people in the world
I gotta go at
are
10
addicted
a.m.
to what? Pharmaceutical products.
Um,
I'm playing.
yeah, I mean, I can look it up in one of my etymology books and see what it actually means. Let me
Can
get
I
one.
say one thing real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Crosspoint.
So yeah, I think it's healthy for people to have to question their beliefs and to be skeptical. Sometimes you can be very sincere about something, but you can also be sincerely
Hello.
wrong. So I think saying
You know what the
yes,
word Jesus
no,
means?
asking a lot of questions is a good thing. I
You know
think
what
it's
the word Jesus means? It
enlighten me,
means
tell me.
it means Jupiter. It means the God of all gods. It means sun, the bringer of life and rebirth.
Hey, the
That's
golden
what
kid.
Jesus means. The Bible is the truth, and I'm a religious person, but I'm not a no thumper. The word Jesus is shortened for Jupiter, which means the King God of gods. It's all facts. They're not even lying to you. People just ignore things.
Yeah, you have the right to your own belief, knowing, opinion, thought, whatever. But I just don't know. I'm not
I
scared.
just told you what it
I'm not
means.
scared to say I don't know.
Jupiter means God of gods.
You can say it all
Us
day until
means,
you're blue in the face, but that
us
doesn't mean that
means
I'm going to
the
agree with you.
sun. Us means the sun, which means the bringer of life and rebirth, and means the rebirth.
Where did you get that from? Like,
You
who?
can look all this stuff up. I'm not making none of this stuff up.
I just want to know where
I
you got it from.
Oh, I read so much stuff. Sir, I can bore anybody to sleep, but you can just go. You didn't know
I
that
love to
Jupiter.
learn. Please tell me.
You didn't know
See
Jupiter made.
why? Uh,
You
I,
didn't know
I was
Jupiter
I was
means
thinking of.
God of, Jupiter means God of gods. That's
Okay.
exactly what the word means.
All right. Well,
But
thank you
where?
for
Where
that,
did you get
Puffy.
that knowledge from?
I'm kind of one of those people that just know stuff and always have, but it goes back to Roman time.
Back into Roman times.
Hmm.
All
I know a
right.
lot
I
of
think
people
he's the God
with a
of
lot of
gods.
conviction.
Dr. Jamar, I'm trying to get to you.
I was just thinking about your prompt and also about what you were saying about whether or not it's important to people. And I think that it's only important. It becomes more important to you the more that you're able to connect those things to your everyday life.
Hmm.
And one of the most powerful ways that you can connect these things to your everyday life is if you're actually invested in those things.
Mm.
So it's like, looking at BRICS and global economic power. If you do anything international relations, right, then that's going to be important to you. But how many people are actually involved in that? Space exploration and privatization of
Here,
the new
Monty.
space race, right? For me, particularly digital currency, blockchain, the future of money. That's my area. That's my expertise. Uh, and so that is very important. But it's interesting, particularly with Black folks, that when we don't understand something, we're quick to discredit it. And then when we have experts in our community, we find ways of trying to attack them because we're dealing with a poverty mindset. And so even just
My
being
expertise is the same
Wait
thing.
1 second, Puffy. Let him finish
Can I
his
ask you a
thought.
question?
Wait
That's my
1 second.
expertise.
Wait 1 second. I don't
Finance
want
is
to
my
have to mute you. Go ahead, Dr. Jamar. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Just even with expressing that expertise, and it's like, yo, when you have folks that have been to these places, that have been involved in those things, and they're now trying to bring that information back, the folks that you're trying to bring that information back to are the very people that'll sit there and try to tear you down as a result. So it's just seeing like, well, we never knew about this, and ain't nobody ever talking about it. Nah, no, no, no. That's not true. There was somebody that tried to put you on game that you found a way of rejecting it, or you didn't even go and do more research on your own.
All
Let
right.
me ask you a question. Anybody in finance will know the answer to this because it's not a difficult question. What is a REIT? If you really know finance, you know what a REIT is.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
real
know.
estate investment trust. What about
This
it?
guy knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. What's a tip?
Well, wait a minute, Puffy. Let me ask you a question. Why do you? It seems like you're quizzing people, and that's not what my lives are about. My lives are about sharing information.
No, he's right. He knows what a REIT is.
Well,
This
I
man knows.
mean, even if he didn't know what it was, just tell us what it is. You
Oh,
know?
I would have, but I just wondering, does he know what a tip is?
Are you involved? Are you involved in blockchain?
No, I don't. I don't believe in bitcoins. I think it's a scam.
Oh, okay, all right, all right, all right.
So, okay, so my question for you, Dr. Jamal, is when you say about the discrediting part, what was that? What was your point in that? Was that pertaining to me when I was asking him questions about how does he know the information?
No, 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 no. I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about my own personal experience.
Oh,
If he knows
okay.
what a REIT is, he knows finance because there's very few people who know what that word means, and he was exactly right. And he knows finance because only a person who knows finance would know what that word meant. So he's not full of shit. That's all I was. These people come on these panels, blah blah, and you ask them a question, they can't answer it. But yes, he does know finance, and yes, it's real estate investment trust. He knows what it is.
So how do
Um,
we measure credibility in anyone?
I can. Well, we have to ask the questions.
That's
Um,
that's that's a great question. Cross point.
Right.
I think it's one asking questions, right? But it's asking questions. Uh, it's about whether or not somebody can explain something to you.
Hmm.
he's right, guys.
Whether,
He knows exactly what he's talking about. He's not full
versus
of.
versus whether
Look, I
somebody
can even prove it
knows.
right now. What's a TEB? What's a
No, you can't because you keep interrupting people. And that's what I don't do. I don't do that. I don't hold lives like that where you just constantly interrupt people. Just let people get their point across and then you can go. See, over where I come from, they have a little emoji. It's a hand and you raise it. And I usually have a list and I go off of that list. And people are respectable and they follow that. But they don't have a little emoji over here with the hands. So I have to basically tell you how it works and hopefully you'll just go along with it. I
My
want
mistake.
everybody to be able to speak.
My
You know,
my mistake. My
everybody
mistake.
gets a voice.
My mistake.
Go ahead and finish your thought. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Crosspoint. I think one is somebody's ability to explain something to you clearly.
Hmm.
And then, of course, whether or not they actually have experience in it. And oftentimes, the only the only people who are able to identify credit. Let me put it like this: if you aren't familiar with the subject matter,
Hmm.
then the way that a person would evaluate credibility is how clearly you're able to explain those things,
Hmm.
right? Then, if you are actually in that space, and you're trying to evaluate somebody's credibility, it's whether or not they're familiar with the lingo, or whether or not they're familiar with the lingo. It's like, I don't know what field that you might be in, Crosspoint, but it would be like there's a certain vernacular and there's a certain lingo, there's a certain ethics that comes with whatever profession that you might be in or area of expertise.
Yeah.
And if you aren't speaking that particular thing, then somebody that's in the know is going to look at you like, nah.
Hey, Trish.
Versus, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just speaking to people as they come in. Go ahead.
Versus somebody that wants to act like they know, automatically trying to discredit somebody that's actually in the space, and them just being a loud mouth in the room.
Yeah.
Guy was correct. He was correct about what he said. He's legit. Very few people know what a REIT is, and he got it exactly right, and he explained it exactly the correct way. And I land my plane.
So I think explaining well is number one. Secondly, if you're compensated for what you know, if you're really that good, people are gonna compensate you for the knowledge and the experience that you had. And lastly, reputation, because I think you almost touched it. You were talking about the people in the space that you're in. They know your reputation of doing good work. So that's one of the big things that I usually like to use when I see if someone's credible or not. So how do we know if any other people that talk about, like, I don't know, religion or power or any like technology, when they talk a big game, if we don't know anything, like, how do we go ahead and to know if they're credible at that?
You just can ask
If we don't know
questions.
them as anybody in the space.
You can just ask questions. Either they know they're talking about it or not. If you know that that space, then you can. I mean, people. I mean, I like I said, this is my world, and he can ask me questions, and I'll do my best to respond the best I can. This is
Hmm.
my world. Finance is what I made my money, and this man is credible. If very few people have ever heard of a REIT, this man explained it correctly. It means a real estate investment trust. That means you can invest in commercial real estate. That's what it means. He knows that. This man is
Okay, so
credible.
now my next question for you, Mr. Puffy, is that how can, if you don't know much about crypto, how can you pass it as a scam if someone in the space
Hey,
is telling you it's credible?
Well, my one of my friends actually made a fortune in crypto. I still ain't touching it. I don't trust it because, and let me tell you why I won't trust it. I've always had this one suspicion in investing. If everybody thinks something's a good idea, I always stayed away from it. But I
Hmm.
do have a friend who made a fortune in crypto, and what I think is what's it called, the lithium. Lithium is where he made his money, and he made a fortune. I'm still not touching it. But I mean, I have, of course, I'm in the S&P, and my backup is gold and silver. And if you want to invest in crypto, go ahead. I'm just not going to. I don't trust it. I just don't. That's just my personal opinion. But I do have a friend that made a fortune, and I mean a literal fortune in crypto.
Well, if you've seen proof from your friend and he's got evidence, then why should I take your word that Jesus means King of Jupiter?
oh God.
Jesus is short for the God of King of God of gods. That's everybody knows that. It goes back to Roman time. Jupiter
But
means
Well, you can't
God.
well,
say
everybody
everything
knows.
is
Everybody knows if you go to school, you get a job, but everyone's cooked right now.
First of all, you don't go to school to get a job. All my
That's what
friends.
everyone's
Dr.
told.
Zamar.
Oh, okay, I get you. I get you. What I'm just saying, all my friends are M's on paper, and I don't think they know how to spell the word college, and that's real talk. None of them. They all. If you know my friends, you know I'm not lying. They all just kind of figured it out. So did I. I'm just telling you, none of them went to college. None of them cared at all because they just all figured it out. You know, the guy I'm talking about the show, he made his money in real estate. Darren made his money. Let me tell you one of my.
I'm gonna follow you back.
Let me tell you one of my friends. You ever been to a McDonald's in your life?
Hmm.
Ever? Well, you see those things on the windows saying buy one get one, buy one next one free kind of stuff. Whatever the fuck they put up there.
Hmm.
He has 300 of the contracts for McDonald's in Vegas. All three of them, basically every McDonald's in Vegas, he has a contract with, and he also has a contract with the fire department because he tints their windows. The fire department. When he got that contract, I was like, dude, it's over. That's game effing over. It
Yeah.
is. So, and he did not go to college. I'm sure he can read, but I'm just saying, it doesn't matter. It's all inside you. If you believe in yourself, that's all. I always tell people, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. If you do believe in yourself, it don't matter if anyone else does.
It
I
sounds like you want everybody to win. That's what it sounds like. Because you talked about wanting finance to pick up a book, learn finance, all that stuff. So, like,
I
if
think
you were
that
president, like, say if you were king of the world, how would you reform education? That's what I would like to know. How would you do that?
stop that crap they teach in college, which is useless, and start teaching stuff that matters. But I personally believe that the key to all everything, once you understand how money works, once you get how money works, you can't be stopped. I'm a M on paper, but I got friends who are M who are liquid, and they don't none of them could outsmart you, Mister Person. Doctor left. None of them have nothing, but they understand what money. Once you understand how money works, everything else just lines up easily. You
Can
get
everyone be rich
kinda, or at
at the
least
same time?
no, because once everybody's making $1 million a year, then that becomes middle class. But yes, I get what you're saying. Yes.
So
Have you
there's
guys?
winners and losers. I think the stock market states that because if you win in the stock market, someone's losing. Is that right?
No, because you have to hold on. You can't just give up. First of all, you should invest in index funds. That way, you won't. If you take a hit, you won't take a. Let me put it like this: when the stock
Hmm.
market crashed on April 19th, a lot of people lost a lot of money. I lost. Ready for this?
Hey, Resignation.
$7
You lost
Right.
$7.
on April 2nd. Yes, that was my total loss because I have index fund.
Have you ever
$7.
read this book right here, Puffy?
What is it called? I can't see. My phone is like
The
Like
crazy.
creature,
Jelly Island.
the creature from Jekyll Island.
Oh, that's about how they scammed the world into believing that they passed the 13th Amendment, which never was passed. Yes, I know the book. That's how a bunch of rich people got together and scammed the world, and that's how we have paid taxes because they never ratified the 13th Amendment. Because I can prove it right now. They would need 38 states to pass that, and they couldn't have possibly pulled that off. The 13th Amendment never was ratified. And then after they lied to the world and said it was, what happened next? World War One. I'm not playing. I told you I know my stuff.
Yeah,
I
this
read a
book
lot.
just goes into the Federal Reserve
That's
and
what I just said.
basically how money was
And by the way, the
created.
Federal Reserve is a private industry. It's not even owned by the government.
Yeah, so it's a really good book. If you haven't read it, just go grab it.
Mine is in Georgia. I know what I'm talking about. I read the book. Not that one,
Hmm.
but I read books
Well,
on.
I'm talking about for everybody else that
Oh,
that
okay.
maybe hasn't read the book.
I
You
haven't
know,
read the book for sure.
Oh, you
it's
should
just a
to
good
find
book
out
to
how they
have.
scammed the world. The 13th Amendment was the 16th, I keep saying 13. The 16th Amendment was never ratified at all. It's a scam.
Where we were looking up that he said I had to get my etymology book, y'all.
How is it a scam though? Because
It was never ratified. The 16th Amendment has never been ratified. Look it up. Not a the tax laws. It's called a law of consent. What that means if I say you need to pay me taxes and you pay me taxes, done. It's called the law of consent.
well, the government has the guns; they can write whatever they want.
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying the 16th Amendment was never ratified ever. Look it up.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. But I'm gonna say this on here. Uh, don't do nothing stupid by saying I'm not gonna pay taxes because someone will knock at your door and there will be handcuffs.
Oh no, I love paying taxes. I love
Yeah,
paying
me, I
taxes,
love too. I love
IRS.
paying
I love it.
taxes.
I love it so
I wish I
much.
could pay more. Let's get that straight. I love paying taxes. Thank God for more taxes. I wish
He
that.
said he's silly.
Let me get that straight, because I'm not. God bless taxes. I wish there were more. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Oh,
reason
hey,
I came into
Resident.
the chat.
I was just
Hi,
about to say hello to you because I didn't want to leave you just sitting there.
How's it
nah,
going,
it's
man?
cool.
To meet you.
All right. The reason I came into the chat is because I look at the points you have on there on the
It's very
background.
difficult to read. Is it difficult for you to read
Yeah,
that?
I can read it. I can read it. And what I wanted to touch base on is how the privatizations of these departments. What I learned is when you take that from the government and you privatize them, what normally happens, these companies will run those departments down, and then they end up selling them to foreign countries.
Hmm.
And a lot of those countries, especially islands, that's how they start going down because the government is no longer accountable. And then what are you going to do with these private owners? Sue them? What they do, they just sell them to different countries. You see what I'm saying? So I never liked that because I feel like we're taking the government out of accountability. When these
Okay.
things can't run normally, you can't go after the government anymore. You go after the privatized owners, and what they do, they just sell the companies and move out to the next one.
Oh, so they just
So
sell it for parts. It's like what do they do? It's like private equity, how they like to just sell buy the company and just break it down for parts and sell it.
yeah, and when you look at a lot of these small countries, it's normally their first phase where they start going downhill,
Mm.
It's
like
hard.
privatized government departments and stuff.
Hey,
Like
to Resignation, tu parles français?
un petit peu.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I hear an accent going on.
Yeah. So
I
that's
think
what.
that's what happened to Cuba. I think that's why Fidel
Yeah,
Castro took
yeah.
power is because of privatization.
And it's concerned me because seeing the United States thinking about that makes me wonder how broke is the government.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it's broke.
And
It's broke.
yeah, and that's what I'm looking. It's a pattern. Normally there's a pattern consistent. That's gonna shows you what's gonna happen. If you pay close attention to the patterns, it's exactly what's gonna happen
Mm.
throughout history.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Uh,
But I do think there's a lot of patterns. A
mhm.
lot of patterns going on.
I think the reason why we end up in this situation is that we start to gain poor philosophy and how especially how we treat each other. Greed, when greed goes up, we start to rob our fellow man, and little by little, it's like every transaction ruins our society as we increase charge and give them less, and we have greed behind our incentives of doing things, and it damages. It's like I think of a country like a garden. If you treat the soil like dirt, if you don't feed the soil, you don't bear good fruit, if I can use that metaphor. But if you just
Yeah,
constantly keep reaping the land over and over and over and don't tend it, you get the crops die and you get pests, and that's what I think.
yeah. The land gets sold to different entities that end up coming up with different things on them. No more crop, no more. Something else.
Yeah. So I think my opinion, I think our country needs this, but United States, I think there needs to be I think they need to let the big companies fail. They need to stop bailing them out. That's my opinion.
Yeah, let
They
the
have
I,
to let the
small
cycle rejuvenate all over again. It's a bad the diplomacy move, a geopolitical move, but there just needs to be a refreshing in the economy and the small businesses need chances to grow and get space and market share.
Right.
The thing is, they all band in together, and they won't allow the one to fall. You see what I'm saying? So if
Yeah,
one's about to fall, the rest gonna bail them out. It's like a big crew, and you can't break them apart.
it's like a
It's
tumor. It's like,
yeah.
I don't
More
know.
like the Senate.
I have a cool subject. I have a cool subject that y'all alike. It's a different subject. It's not nothing controversial, but it's pretty interesting. So I'm
What
gonna
is?
talk to the host, and then the rest of y'all can chime in. What do you think about the 100,000 a month black women being quote unquote pushed out, getting fired? Well, let's be honest. What happened? What's your thought on that?
What was it?
300,000. Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
No, what did you say? I didn't hear what you said. You
I'm
can't.
sorry. The 300,000 black women have lost their jobs this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, you.
I didn't know that. Uh, I
Oh,
mean,
so
I have a
Google it.
theory.
Google. I have a theory too, but I wanted you. Yeah. So in the last this year, 300,000 black women have lost their job, which is insane.
Do you
Like
know if
for
it's a
what
fact or
reason?
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like where are you getting this from?
Y'all all on phones. Y'all can just Google this stuff. I don't say
Well, I
stuff
mean,
that.
I could chat GPT
Yeah,
and I'm
I hear
asking
about it.
you. That's why
Go.
that. Remember what I said, Puffy? It's called the knowledge box. So everybody shares information with other people.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. So yeah, it came up on whatever. But this is not a secret. It's been brought up on pretty much every site you can think of. 300,000 black people in last this year have been, as they put it, laid off, which means fired. And I just thought
Yeah.
as a black woman, we know what really happened. But what I'm saying as a black woman, I just want to know your opinion. And you got go to your chat GTP. There, it'll say it. This is
My my theory is, um, my theory is AI has a lot to do with it. Um, and and
absolutely.
and I think most of us, the black women era, like ages, I'm thinking most of them probably had admin jobs or data entry jobs.
Hmm.
Kind of like behind the desk type. And when they come up with these AIs, they start replacing them. And that's what I'm thinking. Probably upper management basically push them out by using AI.
Yeah,
But
I've seen a lot of black women get that have college degrees got corporate jobs.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying. But now here's my theory. So as again, I'm obliviate and talk about blah blah blah. I think it's all part of the plan. Let me explain. When they gave these, and please don't get mad at me because I'm going to say something
Get mad
controversial.
at you about what?
Oh, I ain't said it yet, but you will. Well, maybe you won't. But I think they gave those
Such a baby.
fake, those degrees were BS. And they knew they were, but they said, I mean, think about how many times you're a black woman talk about her degrees. Every person I know is on paper can't even spell the word college. But all these black women just use these degrees and this unpayable debt, always bragging and waving them around. So what happened? They gave them a bunch of government jobs on purpose so they could walk around flagging them around, use those degrees. And as soon as the time came, they got fired because those degrees they knew were going to be useless because they knew AI was going to take all their jobs. Destroy, and my reasoning is to destroy the black family because women will not respect a man who's not more educated or at least equally educated than her. Even though most men who are millionaires don't have any kind of master's degree. Most of them don't even have college degrees. That is actual fact. Google it. I let my plane.
The AI is coming for upper management too, because when you look at those guys, the people who shows up to work at 9 o'clock and then giving a brief for like until like 1 p.m., then go home
hmm
just by presenting slides and graphs and stuff like that. Now AI, it takes about 30 minutes to create a slide with AI and actually present it. So these guys, their positions at risk too. All those guys.
Yeah,
So
that is true,
it's
but
not just
right now
women.
it's not even black women. But yes, and I'm just saying all these black women, Y'all see him on the internet always talking about these useless degrees, which I always call them, because who cares about a degree in humanities? I didn't even think of humanity was a real degree, and someone actually explained it to me. I thought it was a joke. Humanities is a real thing. The hell?
Well,
Com-
Yeah, it is.
Communications is a real degree. I have a YouTube channel with 150,000 followers. I don't even. What do you need? Just you don't need a degree in communication. You just get a phone or a camera and start talking to people.
mhm.
People go to is college to be YouTubers? Are you kidding? All you do is get out your house and start talking to people, and hopefully someone cares. It's like this lady right here. I don't know what her following is. I don't know what she makes, but don't. Do you have a degree in communications, ma'am?
No, I have a degree in computer graphic design.
And how has that helped you in life?
No, it hasn't.
That's real degrees.
I
A real
graduated in
degree too. That's a
2006.
real one, not these humanities degrees. It's
Well, wait a
communication.
minute. Let me answer your question. I graduated college in 2006, and that was a long time ago. And when I remember talking to my younger brother that passed away, and he was taking the same classes that I was taking in college in high school. So I mean, I agree with you to some point about college as far as just taking money and stuff. I think I look at college as more of an experience. I think that younger people should go to get that experience of knowing how to talk to people, socialize, make connections, things like that. But as far as like the education portion of it, you can you can teach yourself all of that stuff. Now, in order for you to be certified to do certain things, like medical stuff like that, you're gonna have to have some sort of degree.
Uh,
You
First
know,
of
but
all, the only three degrees that matter in college are technology, medicine, and law. The rest of them you can just Google, and that's
well,
a
I
fact.
mean that's what I'm saying. You can for to work on somebody and that's not doing well, you're gonna have to have some sort of certification or something. You can read all you want about it, but like you said, that is gonna be one of the ones where you're gonna have to have a college degree.
I learned finance from reading, ma'am. You don't. I mean, most of the
I,
things you can
I
just.
I'm
feel
agreeing with what you said, Puffy. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, I'm not. I know I'm not disagreeing with you. Agreeing with me. I'm just saying I'm living through it.
when you look at the whole structure of college, the college system, it's like it's almost come across as a scam, you
Yeah,
know, because
yeah.
like you want to go to school to learn something because you're passionate about it, yet
Mhm.
you have to take all these extra curriculum to get there that you're not even gonna use.
Mm.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So by the
Here's
time
my
you're
question
done,
for you guys.
Well, wait a
So
minute,
was
Crosspoint. Let Resonation finish, and then you can go. Thank
no,
you.
so
I
you can
wasn't gonna be long. I wasn't gonna be long. And by the time you're done, you find yourself older, and then life caught up with you, and it's like now you have this piece of paper, and there's barely any more position available, and you got to keep fighting, and at the end of the day, you end up doing something that had nothing to do with your degree just because you're starving, you know. And some people don't even get some people are still looking for jobs, graduating like 10 years ago,
yeah
and
from
still
the
paying their
2008 crash. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have degrees that are not working in their field.
Yeah.
A lot
Some
of
people
them.
haven't even recovered from the 2008 crash, which is very terrible.
I always make a joke. If you want a degree in humanities, why don't you just go get a job at Walmart? Because that's where you're gonna end up anyway. We,
You just mess. Oh my
That's
goodness.
funny.
you,
That's funny.
you find half your life chasing for a job and never land one, and then by the time you land one, it's too late, working it for 10, 15 years, and next thing you're too old to work, and then you have the new generation coming in taking your job for less money, and then I look at that a lot. These people who's been in a position for like 20, 30 some years and making finally end up in the six-figure range, and then they have the similar position open, that company, and paying a quarter of that, and these kids who newly graduate from school, they're willing to take it. So now you have these kids you're willing to take a quarter for what the senior position person is making, and then this new kid coming out with new knowledge, new technology, you know, as a company, you're gonna go for that. You will gamble on that and get rid of the senior, person over time. Because the what you're trying to achieve here is teaching that new kid what the senior person is learning. All these corporate jobs, it's all about saving money and cut you off and paying as cheap as possible. Even for 1K, when you look at throughout history, I mentioned some about patterns earlier. I think 401k worked back in the industrial time and shortly after that. Now today, I don't see how people can retire with their 401k. I
I
don't see how this is possible. And there's always something happens every 15 years that takes half of that 401k down. And then you got to work again another 15 years to bring it back up.
right.
So how do you catch up? And then by the time you're getting ready to retire, instead of thinking what to do and planning, to enjoy yourself, you're looking at trying to get a secondary job or something that you can work half time. A lot of people, that's what they're doing coming out of retirement. I don't know how this makes sense.
Hey,
It's by design. It's a scam. But I want you to know something. Every time I get into an Uber, the guy or the woman is retired. That is a fact. Every Uber I've ever gotten into, they start talking. They've been retired. The plan is for you to. It's called debt slavery. They don't want you to ever be anything but a slave.
hi, MB.
All set up.
Hey, Kingsy. Um, I I just think that as far as the working goes, I made a TikTok about that. I think it's another form of indoctrination. They just tell you,
Yeah,
go to school, get a job, and work. And a friend of mine always had this quote, and I always say it, and I always reference him because he said it. And it might not even be his quote, but if you don't find your purpose in life, somebody will put you to work for theirs.
yes, yes,
So I agree with that. And as far as the 401k, I agree with what you said about that. I just think it's like gambling, like when you go to a casino or whatever. It's like that. Um, you don't know if it's gonna be there when
yes.
you
And
know when you when you finish. You don't know because your money is fluctuating up and down. You're low risk, you're high risk, whatever it may be. And me personally, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but if I had a lot of money sitting in a 401k, I would take it out. I don't
Put
care
it in
about
raw.
utilities.
Put
I
it in
would take
raw.
it out and I would buy some properties and I would
Correct.
flip my money because at least I know that it would be there. You know what I mean? Like I know that I would
yeah,
get something out of my money rather than
you
take
have
a chance on when I'm whatever years age of old and finish working and it
you're
not
in
be.
control of it.
You know what I mean?
I heard a similar quote, and this is a great quote. Either you have passive income, or you're somebody's passive income. I heard
Yep,
that.
that's a good one too. Yeah, I mean it's really sad because a lot of people they work for so many years, and I think the thing that people are most scared of is change, and a lot of people work at these jobs for 30 years and 40 years and things like that, and they're like scared to leave because they're so used to it. When really
Yeah,
they can just they can leave and they can take that money and they can do something else with that money. Hey, I don't feed birds. Thank you. They can do something else with that money and actually see something in front of them that they can use. You know what I mean?
but the
Thank
thing
you.
is, what stopped them is because their fear, because they've been programmed in that same position for so long that they
Right.
can think outside the box. They don't, they become part of the machine now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's really sad to me. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. I was trying to look at the comments. It looked like somebody said something in the comments. Okay, yup. Hey, yup. Nice to meet you. Get a skill. Someone will pay you money. Sometimes that can be college, trade, school, or college. Yeah, I do agree with that statement. If you know 3 trades, you're guaranteed work for the rest of your life.
Facts.
That's why I think they took that out of schools, because when I was in school, they used to have shop. They
I
had
remember that
Yes.
too. But it's
Yes.
gone now.
Yes.
It's
they had
gone.
different types of things that would help you, be able to function in life once you left school. But they took that away. So because I guess somebody higher up was like, wait a minute, what are we doing? We're actually teaching them something. Because
Yeah.
Do you realize if you can
yeah,
rebuild an engine, you will never be broke a day of your life? Hell no, they didn't want you to know that.
No.
Not, are you kidding me? You don't even need a job if you can rebuild an engine. You don't need a job if you're not a weld. Why would they teach you something that's going to help you? They want you to just be a slave, clock in and clock out, and shut up. What did the guy say? He wants a nation of workers, not thinkers. Who said that? Oh, God.
that
I
sounds
don't
like
know.
the King
Rockefeller.
Alfred plan.
No, it was J.D. Rockefeller. He said he
Rex
wants a nation of.
84. What is it? Rex 84.
He
It
said he
took
wants.
And
ChatGPT forever to answer that question about the 300,000 black women.
Really? Is that the answer?
It took them forever. They were searching everywhere to find out what happened.
Did you find it?
Yeah, it brought up a bunch of stuff. It says recent news reports have highlighted that roughly 300,000 black women have fallen out of the U.S. labor force over the last few months of 2025. The decline is concentrated in the public sector and is driven by several intersecting factors, one being federal workforce cuts, the end of DEI programs, automation and technological change, broader economic pressures and discrimination, and then other factors. And then it breaks down each one of those.
Well, at least you know I'm not lying about that.
Hey,
So,
Joe, I'm bringing you up. The Gambler, I don't know if you're still in here, but the Gambler said, the stock market has outperformed RE historically. I don't know what RE is.
what is RE? What
I'm
is
not
it?
sure.
I don't
Joe,
know.
yeah, I'd
Listen,
expect y'all to be using Chat GPT. If you think cryptocurrency is the future, how about you go buy some of that Trump coin?
Yeah, I
Okay,
stand on
so,
that.
and Joe, it's nice to meet you and welcome to the Knowledge Box. And everybody has their own opinion, thought, belief, and knowing, and you're entitled to say whatever you want to say. So go ahead. What do you got to say?
Well, ChatGPT is not a belief system. It's a language model designed to lie to you and engage in confirmation bias to keep you using it longer. So I'm not really sure why you would ask ChatGPT anything. And
Well, I was
well,
asking.
it helps. It helps. It helps guide you somewhere where you
me
can.
personally, I cannot trust a sycophantic robot designed to tell me what I want to hear.
And that's fine.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You
I
have
agree
the
with you on that
right
too.
to think like that, and not everything that comes from a book is correct, and not everything that comes from Chat GPT is correct. That's why you just have to do more
Well,
research.
a lot more things that come from books are correct than ChatGPT, but we don't have to get into semantics. As far as blockchain and cryptocurrency goes, I mean, like, what are the only good ones left? Are what, like Bitcoin and like Ethereum, and then you have a sea of like thousands upon thousands of
Guys,
scams
buy
and
real
rug
estate. You don't have
pulls.
to worry
Wait a
about it.
minute, Puffy. Let Joe finish.
Hey, it's literally 95% scams and rug pulls. Trump's doing it right now with his own coin. I don't know how you guys can get behind a system that's designed to make you bag holders. Like, that's what it is.
Guys, just buy real estate. Just buy commercial real estate. You'll be fine. You can invest in promotion. You can invest in commercial real estate, and then we got enough. Buy properties. It's always going. Properties are always going to go up, and they're always going to sell. They're not. I mean, I know everybody knows that one cousin. I have a friend who made a fortune, but I don't. I'm not judging it. Oh, and
Even the stock market, dude.
And I,
Even
oh,
the, even the stock
Wait a
market,
minute,
bro.
Joe.
Like,
Wait a minute.
80% of my money is vested in stock
I
market.
didn't let anybody interrupt you. So go ahead, Puffy.
80% of my money is vested in stock
Next,
market.
Courtney.
80%.
Thank you, Dr.
okay, well, I would think about the fact that in America, in the American stock market, the losses are socialized and the gains are privatized. You may think that I get to be the guy shorting the stock, and this time I'll leave everybody else holding the bag. It's not about social upwards mobility. It's about giving you a small opportunity to screw people over like the rest of rich Americans do. It's predatory by nature.
Percentage wise, the stock market is number one is real estate. Number two is stock market. Invest in a Roth. Put your money in a Roth. That's tax exempt money. So you don't even have to, once you, whatever you decide to touch it, which you never will, because you're going to borrow, buy, and die, which is another story. But you will never touch
Well,
money
you
in a
have to
Roth.
watch what you're saying when you use words. You have to say unalive on here. They're real
I'm
strict
sorry.
about that.
But I'm just saying, put your money in a Roth. It's tax exempt. You never have to pay taxes. And if you borrow against it, which you should, you'll never have to even touch it. Just borrow against it and pay your 4 or 5% on it on the borrow every year. And I mean, that's it. It's once you understand the game, you find out it's a total scam too. There's no bigger con in this world than finance. It's all set up for you to win, and like no one knows this. It is completely set up. Once you understand finance, it's set up for you. There's no failure. Everything
I
is
mean,
designed.
that's literally capitalism.
All
Yep.
right. Thank you, Puffy. Hey, I am Courtney. I think that's your name, right? I am Courtney
Yeah,
Bell. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Knowledge Box. Go ahead.
just chiming in a little bit. I was just saying, when you take your time and you go through history, first I want to say real quick tidbit on AI and books. AI is the same as books. You use it as a tool. How you use it is how you use it, but you can use it to further yourself and actually, use it to, I guess, make efficient progress. But that's neither here or there. I was just saying that in the topic of economics, right? When you're talking about you also got to talk about way of life. Our way of life in America and in the West is capitalism. And capitalism, when you look at the model for capitalism, that's exactly it. What you're doing is it gives you an opportunity to get ahead of the next man, even if that means to scam them. So I think we should all know that just on a basis. I mean, depending on where the audience is and where you guys are, if you live in America, that should be just a common thing to know. When you go to the store, you know, sometimes you'll buy objects and things like that are made extremely poorly, but they charge you out the butt for it. I mean, come on. Most of you guys probably have iPhones. You know what I'm saying? They'll make an iPhone for like $50, but then sell it to you for $2,000. So, you know.
Right. I agree with that. Does somebody else want to go? Hey, Dip. Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
He's correct. It is all capitalism, but that doesn't mean that it's right or moral or ethical. It doesn't mean it should happen just because it can happen.
Agreed.
But I mean, like, yeah, if it's just capitalism, well, I mean, it's not like there's just one type of economy. You could have a command economy. You could have a piece rate economy. Like, there's different ways to do things. It doesn't have to be capitalism. We don't have to be like these ultimate defeatists that just look at the system around us and immediately capitulate to it.
Okay, Yep is in the comments. He says capitalism is not a scam. That is confused thinking.
Capitalism, it requires a subclass of people who are in a permanent state of like suffering and turmoil. That's why we have almost 1 million homeless people in America and even more people living poverty wages.
I'll actually agree with you, yup. But I will say this. It's not inherently a scam because a lot of things start off on with good intentions. You know, the road to hell is paved by good intentions, right? I think things transform as people try to look for power, and you kind of have to look at it that way. Humans are just like that. There's going to be someone who wants to take advantage of the system so that they can be on top. It doesn't matter what system it is. It doesn't matter what form of government we create. It doesn't matter what new idea we come up with. There's going to be a Hitler. There's going to be a Napoleon. There's going to be a Julius Caesar. Oh, we can't say the H man?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm sorry about that, by the way. But I'm just saying that there are a lot of like conquerors and things like that who will try, or just people who will try to take advantage of the system, and we have that in history. I don't believe capitalism is inherently a scam, but I think it provides opportunity for people to be scammed, for large multitudes of people to be scammed by a minority who has the majority of the influence and resource.
And let me speak on this for myself.
Go ahead.
Once you learn the game, you can win. It's the facts are out there for everyone to learn. So
Okay,
yes, it is
Revelation,
a
I
scam.
follow you. Thank you for coming.
It is a scam. But what I'm trying to say is, once you learn the game, you can win. I mean, the system is so set up to win until people get into it, till people understand finance. Y'all don't. You're like, wait a minute, this is how you do it. It's almost shocking because it's anyone can do it, but most people don't even think about doing it because, well, those are rich people. No, it's out there for you. Once you understand, all you got to do is put 25% away until you can afford rental property, and then in 20 years you're a millionaire. That's it. That's the entire system in a nutshell.
Excluding the fact that not everybody has money to put away or starts off with capital, that's kind of the biggest problem with capitalism. Is some people are born with capital and some people are born without capital. And yeah, it's not inherently a scam. I guess you could say that or not say that, but if your whole response is you just got to figure out how to work the scam. Like me personally, I don't want to be a part of a scam or a pyramid scheme. I don't want to make unethical blood money or some nonsense like that. It's like I feel like it's almost worse if you're someone who acknowledges it and goes, but that's all right because I figured out how to participate it, so I'm gonna get mine, and that's all that matters. It's inherently selfish, and it reconfirms American exceptionalism, which is the most backwards, manifest destiny adjacent mentality that you can have about this kind of stuff.
Okay,
Everything you
poll
saying
in
is
the
correct.
comments. So if you think capitalism is a scam, make a smiley face, and if you don't think it is, make the sad face.
Everything you're saying is 100% honest, but it is what it is. Sometimes you have to accept facts. If you want to get rich, you got to invest, and so you can buy real estate, then buy real estate, and then wait for 20 years and retire. It just is how it works. I
Yeah,
mean,
man,
whether you think it's real or not, it is what it is.
not everybody was born pre-market crash, bro. Not everybody has that investment vehicle that they've been holding on to for 20 years, thinking that because the price of their home goes up, that means that they're in the game too and they're part of the stock market. Like, no, bro, you've been tricked into thinking that your family home is an investment vehicle. That's why there's a difference between private property and personal property, and we almost don't recognize it at all in this country because it's all about tax exemptions. It's all about taking money out based on the value of your home. If you're not one of those people that was able to buy some house for like 70, 80K and it's now literally worth like $400,000, $500,000, you basically got screwed by being born too late.
Yeah, but I own a fourplex, and I grew up dirt poor. I mean, dirt poor. And I hear what you're saying, but sometimes I sacrifice a lot. I own a fourplex, and that's my first property. There will be more. You can do it if you want to.
It's not about you, man. It's not about you and what you have. It's great that you found this middle line where you were able to get yours and be comfortable. What I'm saying, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that own like 10 different homes and turn them into Airbnbs and don't do anything with them, or the guys that own 10 empty motels and just sit on them until they become profitable instead of turning them into a place where people can actually live and stay. It's about the perception of property in America. We don't view property as a place that you live in. We view it as an investment vehicle, as a way to make money, and as a way to rent from people and sign people into contracts. Like, it's all backwards. And you acknowledging that it's backwards doesn't change it.
It's the most efficient way to become rich. There's no
I
other
just think
path.
though, I think the
There's no
problem
other
here
path.
is
1 second, sir.
we're arguing. What we're doing here is we're arguing.
Let
Oh,
him
sorry,
finish.
sorry.
Then you can go
It's
after.
some. It is. I hear what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you, Joe, and I like your arguments. You have great arguments, but the fact is, it's the most efficient, easiest, uncomplicated way to become rich. Get your first property, get your fourplex, get your two fourplexes, then you're a millionaire, and that's how it works. It is what it is. Sometimes you have to accept facts. You'll be a millionaire. Period.
All right, thank you, Puffy. Go ahead. I am Courtney. Uncertain. I'll read your uncertain. I'll read your comment in a minute.
I was just gonna say that I think what's going on here is we're arguing the morality of a system versus the purpose of it. You know, do I agree with the system that we currently have? No, that's me personally. But if we're looking objectively at the system, the only reason the system is in place is because there are so many other countries, there are so many other governments, and somebody has to be in power. You know what I mean? And when you have competing governments, you have the necessity for friendly competition in economic space, which thus breeds what you're currently expressing your dissatisfaction for. You know, but I don't think that's something that we can just simply just change with the snap of our fingers, which is why I agree with Puffy's assessment of, well, hey, you've got to find your way, because we can't just change it on a dime. We can't just be like, okay, well, we'll get rid of all these things. We have to accept the reality that we have, and we have to learn to maneuver within it.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about countries not being able to change, I'm just going to say the biggest country, the biggest comparison economically and power wise, let's say China, for example, they've changed a bunch of times. They've actually changed their economic state 3 times. They went from a command economy to what they have now just like 40 or 50 years ago, and they're probably going to change again in like another 100 years. Even all the way back to the peasant uprising, where they literally took back their personal freedoms. Like you can change. Countries are capable of change. I think it's like the worst possible mindset to have, to be like, it is what it is. We can't do anything. Let's just sit by the wayside and allow the water to overtake us. Like it doesn't.
I'll
it's
preference
harmful.
that. What I was saying wasn't accept your fate. What I was saying is, in a world like, for instance, I'll use exactly what you said. And 100 years from now, are you going to be alive 100 years from now? Probably not. So what I'm saying is not that countries can't change, but in order for change, it takes time that you may not have to wait for. Now you can fight for that change. That's fine. But while you're in this moment, in this era, in your one life that you have to look at it and be like, okay, well, I don't like this system. I'll even fight to change this system. But currently, we are in this system in my lifetime, and I have to find my way within this system.
All right, thank you, Courtney. Now, uncertain is in the comments. Let me get to his comment. He said a lot. You can come up here. Anybody that's in here, you're welcome to come up here. Everybody's welcome. The sale uncertain says economic power is shifting towards America, most importantly, and of all, that's what I care about. And cryptocurrency is the future of currency. Just look at ISO 222. And I hate the idea of AI integrated into education. In theory, it's amazing, but practice just doesn't look the same. As someone who was made to go from hands-on learning to everything on computer, oh, that's 8. That's a different person. 8K. Welcome to the live. He says, as someone who was made to go from hands-on learning to everything on computers and online, it's not the move. So that's their comments. Thank you, Lotto. And thank you, Biz, for sharing the live. Oh, and Joe.
Guys, come up. The guys who are.
You all can come up.
Please come up so we can talk. Please come up.
Everybody is entitled to their own thought, opinion, whatever. You're not going to get cut off. You don't have to worry about that. Everybody gets to talk. Hi, the prompts are all really interesting. I want to come up, but I'm nervous. It's okay, Guava, come up. You'll be fine. I don't run those type of lives.
There ain't no haters here. We all love you. I mean, everybody doesn't agree with me, and I don't agree with everybody.
Yeah, everybody has their own thought, their own opinion, their own knowing, their own belief, everything. You know, the world would be boring if they didn't. If everybody thought the same, dressed the same, looked the same, and everything, it would be such a boring world.
I
Okay,
always say,
lava's coming up.
always tell me, okay. I always say if 199 people are running towards a volcano, the one running away from it would seem crazy. So yeah, that's a fact.
Hey, Guava, how are you?
I'm doing great, honestly. I was gonna honestly scroll by, but then the acronym BRICS caught my eye, and I said, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" And then I saw space exploration. I said, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, is
Yeah, I
this
try
like
to
a
make my
nerd?"
topics like different because most, I've been, I have, this is probably my fifth live over here. I've been on the app for a while, but I come from a different platform. So on the other platform, I've been there 4 years. I created the knowledge box, and everybody comes from everywhere. I don't care what country you're from. I don't care what race you are. Everybody is welcome to share their own personal belief, opinion, their whatever, knowing whatever, without being judged by anybody. You won't get cut off, anything like that. Everybody is welcome to talk. Everybody gets a voice and deserves a voice. So,
You, I have
with my
breaks.
base, my
I'm invested in. I'm invested in breaks.
okay,
So
hold on 1 second, Puffy. I try to make my prompts different because I've watched several lives being on this app, and it seems like everybody always talks about the same thing. So I want to be different from other people. I don't want to be associated with anybody. But with that being said, go ahead, Guava.
Oh my God, me?
Yeah, go ahead.
um,
The floor is yours.
um, okay. Brazil, I think is really it's she's going through it right now, and my heart goes out to Brazil. There's a little bit of instability. I feel like I try to keep abreast a little bit with Brazil in particular because I feel like it's such a good authentic look into the Portuguese speaking world. And just being hip with that sort of thing. I think they're really going through it though in terms of political turmoil, and I think that's affecting like their international credit rating and like some other dicey stuff. Russia, I have a lot of comments but no comments, honestly. What a precarious situation they're in. India, shout out to them. I think they're doing a whole lot with foreign direct investment, and I think that quantitatively they're experiencing like exponential growth, and it's really rapid, and it's a democracy, luckily. So we get to see how the democracy gets to flourish, and I wish nothing but the best. China has a lot going on. I have lots of thoughts and lots of opinions about China. They're definitely doing what they're doing, and if they continue on the trend forward, I definitely see more foreign direct investment in their future. Not that there's not like a whole abundance of that right now, but I think even more from the West, there will be more of that. And then as God, what's the as South Africa? Oh my God. They're also going through a lot, a lot of political instability and turmoil in that region. My heart goes out to them. I think I do know foreign direct investment in South Africa is down. I do know that there's like European companies and other companies in the global South that have actually severed ties with South Africa due to various reasons and trade. I hope they can fix that though. Um, in summation, I am rooting for like half of bricks, the other I'm neutral on. If they do great, that's fantastic. If they don't, well, it's no skin off our nose.
Right. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool and dope. Like they all came together and they're building this currency. I mean, I think it's dope what they're doing. But, you know, to each their own.
I I totally get it from them wanting to divest from that, but I feel like, this ties into your digital currency and blockchain. I do think that there's already like an advanced decentralized system already in place. And I know that it's a tad less decentralized now because we have things like the IRS that tax people on cryptocurrency. But functionally, it is decentralized, and I love that because we saw what happened in El Salvador when El Salvador adopted blockchain and adopted Web3 technologies, and we saw how towns were experiencing tourism from abroad and being revitalized by that in their local economies. And I think that was a really great thing. I think that was a lot of ingenuity, and they're also pegged to the United States dollar, really. So especially for a company that's probably indebted to the IMF, I think digital currency is absolutely like the place to go for states like that.
Yeah. Well, Puffy, he left, but he was
Oh
against
my
it.
God, did I monologue? If I did, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, it's okay. People leave and people come. People life is life, and it is what it is. It doesn't matter. You got your thought out. That's all that matters. And as far as the digital currency, he thought it was a scam, and I think wasn't it you? I am Courtney. No, it wasn't you. It was somebody else that was up here. They were like, but he said he knew somebody that made a bunch of money off of it. So I don't understand that. So
Girl, when I tell you I had in 2013, I was a freshman in college, and my homeboy was he's a nerd like me, which is why I got so excited by these topics. But he was mining Bitcoin on just his gaming laptop. And when I tell you that to this day he kicks himself in the posterior because he mined a full Bitcoin and he had it on a digital wallet, which was a USB, and he could never find the USB.
oh my gosh,
But it was one full Bitcoin.
no telling how much that is worth now.
Oh my God, isn't it like it's I think it's over 100,000 now.
Yeah, and he can't
That's
find
a
it.
crisp down payment on a house, and I know he's been with this girl for so long. I know they want to buy a house
Oh my
together.
gosh, man, that is so. I hope he finds it. Dang, that's crazy.
That's what I said. That was like, did you look hard enough? I'd be digging up the grass, digging up the trees.
Right. I be looking too. Look, we have 12 people in here. That's a record high for me, y'all. Like I said, I've only been over here hosting lives for this is my fifth live. And so for me to have this many people in here, I appreciate you all coming in here and listening. And like I said, you all are welcome to come up. Everybody, we got somebody who wants to come up now. I guess your name is it Black Hole?
Yeah, black hole.
Then we got somebody else that wants to come up. The 128 Breeze.
Real
Both
quick
of
though,
you are
did
welcome.
you guys
Nice to
didn't
meet
hear?
you.
Damon, nice to meet you too. You didn't hear about that dude that lost like 100 billion in a hard drive in the New York dump, and he spent the last 15 years searching through the dump to try to find it, and finally it became like an environmental like issue and disaster, and they told him he could no longer dig and look for it. But yeah,
Oh
he
my
spent
god.
15 years looking for that thing. There was over 100 billion on it.
Oh my god.
Shorty, your
You know,
ass look like a moose.
Who is that? Who is that just said that?
Someone called Game Boys.
Okay, Game Boy. That was nice. I don't care. And that's another thing about me. I have very tough skin. So trolls that are in here or not in here, I don't care what you say about me. You don't pay my bills.
I
Um,
love all your topics.
Period,
Though. All,
Queen.
all your topics
Right? Aren't all
are
the topics so
interesting.
good?
Thank
Yeah,
you
no,
so
these
much,
are
you
great
guys.
topics.
I appreciate it because I'm trying to go outside the box. And you're playing Game Boy, it's okay. I can take it. I come from, they call it the ghetto over there at BIGO. That's where I come from. So I've been trained already. I know how to handle trolls. It's okay.
A lot of these people don't want to talk about these topics either, like the BRICS nation topics. Like the people, I'm in Chicago, and a lot of people don't want to hear about that because it's like they want us. They're in this bubble, most people here, and they just don't want to hear about how that the world is about to collapse.
Yeah, a
Like,
lot of people don't want to talk about a lot of this stuff on here. And a lot of people have different opinions and thoughts about it. And they're worried about what other people think. Who cares what other people think?
I have a question, Unity.
Go ahead.
Could we I would love to talk about if we could get to the other two, the ethics of genetic engineering and human enhancement and also the education reform. I just wanted to know if we could also do it
Yeah,
too.
we can talk about whatever you want. This is the knowledge
Okay,
box.
per.
Let me follow you, Guava. Please follow me back. Let me follow you, Black Hole. Please follow me back.
Oh, I got you.
Let me see. And who is this that just came up here? This
I
is
just followed you.
Straight Talk Wealth. Hey, peace. Welcome to the panel. How are you? Are you there? Oh, okay. There you are. Nice to meet you.
Same here.
Did you have something you wanted to say?
I was just waiting on the conversation.
Oh, okay.
If
Go
you
ahead,
do, you
Black.
guys want to do the ethics of genetic engineering or education reform?
You pick
Uh,
one.
I could talk about all of these conversations all day.
yeah, same here. But I do want to. I was listening to you, Guava. I actually loved
Yeah.
what you had to say.
Oh my
Uh,
God! Thanks.
and I also wanted to say that I don't necessarily feel like BRICS is a bad thing. Like I feel like uh, less of what I feel and more from a logical standpoint. I think that it helps that we have so many strong economies on planet Earth, or economies growing on planet Earth. I feel like.
Do you
I think.
understand what the power, though?
Well, wait
Like
one
what
second,
happens
Black
to
Hole. We
America?
do
Yeah,
have rules in
I'm
here,
sorry.
and the
My
one
bad.
rule that we do have is that we don't interrupt people.
My
So,
apologies. My
it's
apologies.
okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and finish your thought. I am Courtney. Thank you.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. I think it promotes a lot of healthy things. I don't. I'm not a. I'll say a strong nationalist. I am from Kansas, in America, as American as you can get. But
Topeka.
I think actually Wichita, the biggest
Oh, okay.
city in Kansas. uh, um, I just want to say, from an American standpoint, we have a lot of power, and I know that we benefit from a lot of things. And I understand that I may even be a little foolish for saying that I think it's okay for other countries to grow, because I'm not looking at it from a sense of power. But we're gonna get to some of these topics later, probably, because we're all big nerds here. But I firmly believe that there's life outside of Earth, and I think that um, economies and governments growing stronger could only mean that humanity maybe unites faster. I would hope. I just think that would benefit humanity and Earth if we got to a point to where we could unite. That's my thought.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, did you go ahead, Black Hole?
What I was just gonna say about the BRICS like nation coming into power, that means because right now the whole petroleum is traded off of the American dollar in all countries around the world. And if BRICS comes into power, that means that the American dollar no longer is traded. And so that means every country that buys petroleum in the world has to use the American dollar first. They have to transfer it over to then buy the petroleum, and then they have to transfer it back to get it into their own money to put into the bank. And so each time we get paid off of that here in America, and if that switches, the standard switches to like the Chinese currency, they want to switch it to the yen or the BRICS dollar, whatever they're creating. Then you think inflation has been bad the past 5 years? You're about to America will about to go through the worst depression it's ever seen. I'm sure the regime will topple over. We'll fall into probably we'll become closer to Mexico than what we are right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I hear you. I want to say, based on that, I believe that the reason BRICS exists is because of the world's fear of NATO. I I go around the world and people see me as an imperialist. They see me the same as they would have seen a Roman back in the day. Was the power of Rome inherently bad? No. It was the way they used it and the way they bulldogged everyone else. And just like in Africa, Africa has had a couple of meetings. One of the most recent famous ones was America sending out representatives to go and meet all of the African countries individually. And those African countries decided that they didn't want to meet. And they told America that if they wanted to meet with America or wanted to meet with African countries, they would need to meet with all African countries united, because when we deal with them, we tend to bully them. So I personally think, just from a logical standpoint, that it only exists because they want a bargaining chip. They want to be able to sit at the same table and have just as much say as the United States of America. And I think it's quite hypocritical of us, or forget hypocritical, I just think it's very foolish of us to have all of these movements and all of these things going on in America about equality and a shared voice, and then globally not perform the same thing, to call ourselves United States and represent unity, but then uh, project power the way that we have. Yes, we are the most responsible nation or empire, most powerful empire that the world has ever seen, as we've been the most responsible out of all empires that have ever come, but we still have bulldogged people. And that is where BRICS has been born from. So I just think that, yeah, I hear what you're saying. And I hear factually, economically, even I understand that what kind of crisis that will bring. But I think that we can solve that if we can come to some sort of understanding. We have a United Nations, but it doesn't seem effective, you know? So I just think on a global stage, America needs to take a more humble stance rather than a chest puffed out stance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but if you want to see the American dollar turn into like the Zimbabwe dollar or the Venezuelan dollar, like that what will happen if BRICS comes into control.
I
Question.
feel like both of you guys, sorry to interject, but I feel like if I don't, I might not get my piece in.
Get it
Um,
in.
You're
but I
fine.
feel like I feel like both of you guys are speaking in two very, very strong hyperboles. In one scenario, we have the American dollar deflating to the Zimbabwe dollar, the dollar known for the highest historical inflation probably on planet Earth. That's crazy. On the other hand, we have a bit of us. Uh, Courtney, it's not that I disagree with you. I like, but I feel that maybe imperialist is strong wording, which is sometimes accurate, but I think things are a little bit more nuanced. So I see it from both your perspectives. I really do. But I
Before
think
you
we should be
continue,
somewhere in
real
the
quick,
middle.
I only meant that, when I go overseas, speaking American English, people are clearly upset with America, and they've, on a first-hand experience, have called me an imperial just for their hate for America.
Any
I'm
specific
sorry you had
things you
that
want to say?
experience.
Experience. I was just using as an example because I've heard, from a lot of other people also who are Americans who have traveled overseas. And I was just, it was more so not to be on that standpoint. That wasn't really the focal point. The focal point of the reason I used that was the reason for BRICS existence. The reason for BRICS existence is because the rest of the world feels like they don't have as much say as America does.
And I
That's
definitely
more
agree
so
that
what I
it's
was saying.
reactionary. I definitely agree with you. I think that BRICS is absolutely the response, the security response, the economic response. It's multifaceted. Absolutely think that it can be juxtaposed to NATO. Um, I do think, at least this is my opinion. I don't want to get too much into that because I'm trying to stick to the facts. But I do think that, like, on a level of respecting sovereignty and respecting, like, a state's agency to do what they want to do, that they have the right for BRICS to exist, and that let it go as far as it'll take them. That's their sovereign right. There's no world police here. And
Agreed.
certainly a supranational organization like the United Nations wouldn't, intervene in something like that. That'd be a conflict of interest, I feel.
I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. As a matter of fact, most of the things that you've pretty much all of the things that you've said, I kind of agree with you on. And I was kind of entering into a non-factual, I guess, kind of the statement there, but or I guess my own
No, I
monologue.
got
But
what you meant. I got what you meant.
um, but I just meant, just traveling. I've just kind of seen a lot of the pain and the hurt that America's caused, but I also understand a lot of the good that we do. And I understand the existence of BRICS. I understand what I'm more so I guess trying to say is the friction point that we have with BRICS is more so kind of our own creation. You know, uh, the mistakes that we have made as America. You know, we've made some mistakes, and you know, we've kind of burned some bridges, we've harmed some relationships, and through that, and through some of our diplomatic movements, we've
Faux
kind of
pas.
just rubbed people the wrong way. You know.
Right.
All right. Uh, did you want to say something, Guava?
Um, no, I think
Oh, I
yeah, I
thought you.
think we're on the same page.
Okay. So
I
let's go ahead, Black Hole.
Yeah, one more thing on that topic. I totally agree with that. Like we're at the last stages of capitalism. I feel like, we're anybody who's going to be alive for the next like 30, 40 years will probably see like the death of capitalism. But at the same time, anybody who's smart is putting their money into stuff like Bitcoin and Ethereum because that is like the future currency of the world because it is decentralized and it's owned by the people. Like it's pretty much like that. If you are putting your money into Bitcoin or Ethereum or certain, if you're wise with what cryptos you're choosing, you'll be fine. But like, yeah, if we all wish we could go back to
Thank you.
2011 and buy, 20 Bitcoin for $1 a piece. That'd be amazing.
All right. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was simply saying yeah.
Okay. And so Guava wants to go down the list. Which one do you want to talk about, Guava?
Um, honestly, oh my god, I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for it, but
It's gonna be
the
okay.
the um the education reform. I think what an interesting topic because it's you know the combination of modern day education without technology and where we stand with that, and then we get to more complex parts of education like the AI integration and the future of learning. I mean, oh my god, all three of them. Let me think. One sentence about each. I think that equity in education reform is currently, I feel, a bit overreaching in my opinion. I think it's created a lot of really nuanced complexities with the relationship to teacher and student, and the relationship with authority. You can ask anyone who's in school, ask anyone with kids that will tell you what their day to day life in a classroom is like, from it being completely online to just so many complexities. I don't want to get into that. The AI integration, though, I think is really great. I think that although the labor market will be affected by that, like teachers obviously will be the ones that are like distinctly affected by that, right? Because the teachers will be the ones to probably be replaced. It probably won't be administration. I don't know. Maybe they will create like an HR AI by that time, probably something like that. I do think that ultimately it will be a good thing, though, and I do think that AI can be leveraged to increase equity in education. I do think that AI has the power to be nearly impartial, and I do think that with training on language learning models that are growing exponentially every single day, it's exponential growth, which is insane. Because we haven't hit the plateau for that yet. Evidently, new semiconductors coming out of Taiwan, 2026. Like it's really like there's a lot going on with technology. The future of learning. I want to say shout out. I just read this today. It made me feel joy, which is something I haven't really experienced much when it comes to education in this country. But shout out to Mississippi. They went from dead bottom last, 50th in math and reading scores 4 years ago. As of last year, they are number four in the nation for reading and math. And that is because of evidence based practices that they implemented into their school curriculum, evidence based practices that were consulted on by educational professionals, clinicians, things of a similar consistency, to really engage. It ended up being that there could be mandatory individual reading plans. Now there's individual education plans. Individual reading plans is a first to design the curriculum that way from kindergarten to third grade. And the kicker here is that if you didn't pass your reading exam for the year, no matter if you passed the math portion, the math was indifferent. If you did not pass the reading portion of your standardized tests in third grade, you were held back for the entire year. So I think Mississippi did a wonderful job implementing evidence-based, science-based approaches, and I hope that the future of learning for everybody in America leans on scientific, evidence-based approaches when it comes to implementing. And I think with the states, they should have ultimately all the agency in the world. Every state is like its own country. Let the people run it the way that they see fit. But I do think that, we should probably follow suit. Everybody should, to be honest. I saw my state. I live in New Jersey. We dropped 15 points in reading. To me, that's an astronomical number. There were a few states that were positive, like South Carolina, like California, like Hawaii, that had incremental gains. But that's my 2 cents. Thank you for letting me soapbox that.
I could say that was a good comment. Somebody wanted to talk about the ethics of genetic engineering and human enhancement. I just wanted to say, everybody, I don't know how old some of you guys are, but I remember when Dolly the lamb was cloned. And I just want to know what you guys think about that. And how many cloned people do you think are out there right now actually living in the world today? Because I'm sure there's a few. I know in Canada, there's specific places where they've been allowing cloning for well over 20 years now. Does anybody have anything to say about that?
I do want to say, first, I want to say I did not know that about Mississippi and their education system. I also agree too, and I absolutely strongly agree also on you saying that we should take scientific based methods on advancement and making our education system better. And for you, Black Hole, I want to say one, I would not be surprised if there were cloned individuals out there. Looking at a lot of the things that we have, when you pick up a phone, right? And sorry, that's my GPS. But if you pick up a smartphone, you can get an AI. You can get an AI of all kinds, from just being partners to friends or something that's like information based, right? And it works really well. So I can only imagine the kind of technology that governments may have, or kinds of AI technology that governments may have to improve things like technology, things like genetic enhancement, or doing things like genetic engineering. So I think, personally, I think that there could be some out there, and on the ethics of it, that's a hard one, because as we move into the future, they were doing, I'll just say, they were doing bad things to people back in the day when, you could heal somebody from a cough, you know what I mean? Just basic alchemy or whatever, So right now we kind of may see it as like this really bad thing, but I do know I'm more interested in the things that it could do for humanity. And I do think that there is everything's a tool, so I think it's how you use it. And so I think that we could use it for good things. I mean, hey, instead of having to look for a donor, we can just, grow a perfectly good heart for you, and bang, you're good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's that.
So going more into that,
Black
then,
Hole, I was going to respond to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
responding to you in good faith, I'm gonna say that I really, really, really wholeheartedly and absolutely trust the ethics of human experiment committees, and these serve on virtually every single university, people in academia, but also private institutions as well. And there is oversight into things like cloning. So, in my opinion, I don't think that there are human clones that are out there. And if there were in this hypothetical scenario, I don't think genetic engineering has advanced to the point where we could create like a sentient being. I think that this being would be like probably a human in function or human in spatiality, as in like they are occupying a human body, but there can be things like um, hydroencephalitis, right, where there's no brain and it's all spinal fluid and cerebral fluid, right? So I think there are ethical quandaries there that prevent us from advancing into human cloning. But if we did, I would ideally not want to see like a lovely bone scenario where sentient beings are harvested for organs or other unsavory things. Obviously, we'd all ideally like an environment where genetic engineering could create the cells independently of each other, and there wouldn't be any need for that. Like how there's lab engineered meat, right? There's lab engineered meat when you go in the supermarket.
Yeah, there's only 10 states that are outlawing that too.
Yeah, I heard that they finally said it on the news.
Yeah, Texas, Florida, Indiana. Those are the three off the top of my head I can remember. I think New Jersey was one.
No.
I know Illinois is in. I'm in Illinois.
Not the state. If there was a state to do genetic testing and to like clone people, I promise you it would be in the state of New Jersey. Because these people don't play around. Like shout out to Rutgers University, my alma mater, like right where I went to and everything. Like when the pandemic came out, they were one of the most instrumental people in getting Moderna and Pfizer up to date and up to speed with a whole bunch of information. My point is that I think we would have heard about it.
Well, the thing is, like the president of Colombia right now.
Sorry. Wait, Unity was saying something.
Be careful saying those words that you just said before. They don't like those
Which
words.
one?
The pharma companies.
When it starts with a P and then that medicine stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the president of Colombia right now, he has a group of pit bulls that are all cloned from one that passed away like years ago that he loved, and he went and got 7 of them cloned, and he said none of them are, not one is alike like the other, but they all move kind of like a hive mind. And yeah, so it's like there's definitely cloned sentient beings out there like that. Like I was saying, Dolly the lamb, we did that in like a 91, I think, and like I don't how sentient animals are compared to humans, but like some people might think like there's stuff in the ocean like dolphins could be even more sentient.
But then this begs the question. Sorry to cut you off. I just want to say it begs the question of which regulatory body is approving the cloning. Who is approving this? Who's giving this the green light?
I'm sure they're running with it. Like during World War II, we let a lot of people off the hook in like China and Germany, as long as they gave us all the information that they tested on what they were testing. Like a lot of it was some nasty, bad stuff. As long as they gave up all their information about how they did it and what they did with it, we let them off the hook for all the, what would be considered probably like, just horrible things that they were doing to people. They were just straight torturing people to, find out. And that's kind of what science is in some ways. It's a dark game, I think, for some of these, but China just came out with a robotic body that can carry a baby to full term. Like you can take your genes and splice it, let's say, to let's say to females that are married or two males that are married want to have a kid and they can't procreate themselves, they can take their genes from each other and split them. It's like twice, and then the third time they're able to create an embryo from that and then grow the embryo to full term. But yeah, I appreciate talking to all you guys. I actually have to do some moving right now. I will be back at some point. You all have a great day. If I don't hear from you, thank you for your time.
All right, Black Hope. Thank you for coming, and make sure you come back again and have a great night on purpose, okay?
Yep, take care, everyone.
All right, peace. David's, let me see, what's your name? David's protege?
Yes, good afternoon to everybody. Thanks for
Nice to
having
meet
me.
you.
Thank you. I'm not an expert or anything like that. I'm not really coming with facts, just like observations and my thoughts. I only have thoughts for a couple of the bullets here. But as I mentioned in the chat, on BRICS, I just came to learn about BRICS maybe back in 2023, the summer on Facebook, seeing posts, and I believe that the Council of the Nations had met, during their annual meetings, but that's how I came to know about BRICS before it hit like the fourth stage here in this country now. I will say, not to make it political, because BRICS exist, meaning the whole purpose of their existence is to unseat the American way of life and the Western world and our global order, and our contributions to the global order. That it makes you, and please take this lightly what I'm saying, it makes you appreciate someone putting America first. However, that might not be the real meaning behind that phrase, but I can see putting America first would basically circumvent BRICS from moving forward, if it continually grows to that capacity. And I don't believe here in this country, being in the United States, that we've seen anybody take a push to like kind of come against BRICS again, if that's the entire the legitimate picture, if it's living up to what it stands for, that phrase. So further, if you understand the nations that make up BRICS, you know that they are all America's enemies. So that's very alarming. Not only are they our known enemies, a lot of them terrorist organizations and groups or known.
Keyword, be
Okay,
careful.
I apologize. But they are America's enemies. But yeah, so they've been meeting for years, and and beyond the battlefield, now it's crossing into the financial world or arena, which really is going to control everything. And back in November, I remember Vladimir Putin speaking up, announcing the new world order, and I never seen that across the television screen before. So I was like, this is getting real. But I'm not an expert, but I do know the Holy Scriptures talks about a beast, a nation forming in the book of Daniel and Revelation. And if you look at the nations forming, BRICS really aligns with the beast, that will appear in the end of time. And further, cryptocurrency, the mark of the beast, 666. I know crypto is 6 letters itself. So, and again, these are my thoughts, but I do believe, like the last person said, global collapse is imminent and going to take place in our timeline, in our time, in our world, in our time. And the global order is probably going to change, of course, in our time. As for AI, there's a stigma maybe that Americans, in terms of education, has become lazy in terms of education. So AI may not help that stigma. It may not help, with some traditional customer service occupations and roles, like clerical and things, because robotics might, replace, people processing your tax returns and so forth. in various industries. I believe that's been announced before, and later down the line, that could be a reality. Um, but I will say, I do have a book, and it's interesting because last November, I have a book that I've had since I was in middle school back in the early 2000s. And it's on Nostradamus, and I know y'all might be familiar with it, maybe, but it talks about the Russia and Ukraine incident, and it talks about it going on for about 3 years, and it talks about how the U.S. possibly would come bring peace, but it would be false peace, and shortly after the agreement, it is going to be broken, and it's going to lead us into World War III, with the nations being BRICS, the majority of them. So it looks like the stars are aligned, the pieces on the chessboard are aligned to, bring about what has ultimately been prophesized. As for the school system, I don't know what particular aspect you guys were talking about. Are you speaking of like the school system here in America, like changing the education system?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did some research as well, and I learned in 2023, several states took action to remove Black history topics from the curriculum in the school and classroom settings. And those states were Arkansas, Arizona, Florida, Indiana, Iowa, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, and Utah. So we're living in alarming times because reflecting or acknowledging certain aspects of our history only helps us heal and to help us to become one ultimately. Trust, truth is built on trust, and vice versa. Trust is built on truth. So you got to be real with one another if you ultimately, want to become one and unified, one voice, one nation, pretty much. So that's all I have to say on the school system. But for space exploration, I really don't touch on that. I do believe that there are beings beyond us, being humans and animals. I know the Bible talks about terrestrial beings and things like that. But I do believe we could possibly see a colonization of space at some point in our time as well. But I do believe we might get more than we bargained for, kind of like tampering with God's creations and things. I think things, are how it should have been. But as for human genetics, I think, man is again trying to play God, the role of God, and that's all I'll say about that. And in ending, I'll just say I'm thankful, for you inviting me up here to speak, and it was a very respectful and professional platform. It's pretty wild out here on TikTok. I'm pretty new, so I really appreciate you guys allowing one another to speak and not, talk over one another and shame one another for what they believe. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And yeah, that's how I run my lives. I'm new over here too. Like I told them earlier, this is probably the 5th time I've gone live. But where I come from, I've been over there 4 years, and that's how it rolls over there. And everybody already knows it. So everybody has their own thoughts, their own knowing, beliefs, whatever. And we should all respect that. If we agree with it, fine. If we don't agree with it, oh well, we just move on. That's life. But thank you for speaking, and let me follow you. Please follow me back.
Absolutely. And y'all have a nice evening. Thank you.
All right, you too. Have a great night on purpose. Did anybody else want to go? I know Guava, you were ready to go on the education. Did you say all you had to say?
I did. I would love to know if Courtney has anything to say.
Courtney, are you? Oh, there you go.
I did think about. I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot to say, but I was thinking about some things. Well, actually, I don't want to move yet. The whole genetic engineering. I want to know what you guys think about the ethics on it. I honestly believe I'm somebody. My position is human advancement. I firmly believe that there is not to a conspiratorial standard, but I do believe that there is life out there. I feel like I would be a fool to not believe that. And so, regardless of what we do with our governments, at the very least, we should be pro human advancement, I think. And I think both AI and I think genetic engineering and enhancement is an okay thing. It's something. What I think people don't know is that we've technically kind of been doing this already, anyways, in a very primitive way. Um, every technological advancement we make, every medical advancement we make to prolong lives and things like that, is that not in some form or fashion uh, genetic engineering? We're basically trying to prolong our life. We're trying to make sure that we can have the happiest, healthiest, longest lives that we can possibly have as human beings. So I guess the question I'm posing here to everyone else is, where do you stand ethically on genetic engineering?
As far as me, I think it's like you said, it's already been going on. And if I don't know if any of you have ever watched that show Black Mirror, but there's an episode in Black Mirror where they actually show there's two women and they're older, and they have this new development that when you pass away, instead of you actually passing away, you can be hooked up to these machines that take you back to, I guess, any particular place that you want to go to, or maybe you can switch it up. And they actually end up going to, I think it was the 1980s or something like that, and they end up meeting each other. They're both two different people. They don't know each other, and then they fall in love, and they live their whole life in, I think they were in their 20s maybe. But when they show them on screen, they're actually like 90 years old and things like that. So I think that is possible. I think, I think eventually that may happen, something like that. Because a lot of the things that I've seen on that series, they actually are doing those things, especially like the social credit score, which that's in China. That's another series, another show on the series. So it's like a lot of this stuff, they have to tell you about this stuff. And whether you see it in a movie or on a commercial or even an ad or something, it lets you know that they're actually doing this stuff. Same with the lab grown meat. There was a website, I forget the name of the website. You could actually go to it, and they had, I don't know how to word this without being censored on here. They had celebrities on there that you could, you know what I'm trying to say. So that was a long time ago that website was up. And now they're just now saying it on the news about how they, because they have to warn you. They can't just do stuff without telling you. Now they're telling people that there is actually going to be lab grown meat. So I think they've been doing it. It's just they had to say something. And that's the way I feel about the genetic engineering as well.
Unity.
Yes.
I would like to know if you personally could survive under a social credit system exactly like you saw in Black Mirror.
I
So
mean,
exactly like it in the show.
I would do my best, man. I would do my best to
You would
survive.
do your best.
I would do my best to survive, man. I'm serious. 'Cause,
Oh
like,
my god. But what if
what they
somebody rates you like 2 stars?
now I wouldn't know what to do, man. That lady, she flipped out in the series, man. That lady in the airport, she flipped out, and she was trying to get to that bridal shower. She was doing everything she could think of to get to that bridal shower, and
She sure was.
it just consumed her whole life. Like, it got to a point to where it was like everything. I mean, because everything you did was rated by the other person. Every interaction that you had was rated. So like, I couldn't imagine living like that, because everybody has some sort of vice. Everybody has something that they do. whether it's just jaywalking. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's like I
So
said,
is it fraud? Is it fraud if you rate your significant other really good all the time? Is that
I would
fraud?
think so. I would think it is.
Would you report somebody you knew for doing that?
I don't know about that, man. I mean, see, that's what there's like. It's like, what do you do in those situations? Because if you did that, of course, that would harm whomever you're trying to, go against, and it's just so much to that. Like, I mean, but it works in China though. They even have auditors over there. That's their job, to audit people that are doing things that they're not supposed to be, like littering, jaywalking, drinking too much, whatever it might be. They will find you and audit you.
Do you believe that we would benefit as an American society from public decency laws that were similar to that?
I think it would help. I do. I think it would help people be better people. But it would also be scary because once you go against like what you're supposed to be doing, they put you on the blacklist. You can't fly, you can't get a hotel, you can't do just basic human, life functions. You can't do those anymore. So it's like I think it would put a lot of people on edge, and it would make a lot of people better people. And then I also think it'll scare a lot of people too. And then of course you're going to have your scammers out here that are going to figure out a way to get around it. So
Well, that wouldn't in America. That wouldn't be. Let me say it like this. That would only work in inner cities. That wouldn't work in rural country areas like where I live at, or my friends who live in Montana and Idaho. City people have a whole different mindset. Just like when it comes to cryptocurrency or when you're talking about these enhancements, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these particular things are not going to be privy to lower class people. They will be privy to people who are wealthy. Even like right now, when it comes to health, you look about how a lot of people in America are not getting the type of health that they should. They can't afford it, they say, right? And so at the end of the day, the way things are headed, and that's not what I think, that's what I know. If you're not at a certain bracket economically, if you're not in a certain status, you're not going to be privy to it because you won't be able to afford it. And as we see where things are headed right now, most people are just addicted to information, but their personal lives are in shambles. And I think when I look at Americans, and most Americans today are trying to cope with a reality they're not comfortable with. That's the reason why they spend hours upon hours talking about things that potentially could help them, but they just won't take action. In my viewpoint, when I look globally, most people in America, because when you go to other places, it's a little, Americans have a lot more privilege and opportunities than other countries. But when I look at most Americans, they're procrastinators and they're so into the system. They're like spectators in a game. They like watching the players play, not realizing they're being played. So, and I hear stuff like AI, people use AI like it's a toy, and I think it's comical because it's not a toy. I hear people talk about cryptocurrency, and you could tell people talking about it is one thing. Do you have a portfolio? Do you understand capitalism? Do you see what we're doing? And they'll say, yeah, and then they'll go back to arguing about politics. Yeah, you didn't see it, you just talking. As my uncle would tell me years ago as he was mentoring me, people like to entertain ideas. It helps them to feel good. He said, but those are the broke people. Don't ever be like them. And I came up in New York City when I was a kid, back in the day, 70s and 80s. We saw a lot. I lived around a bunch of Jewish people, Italian people. And my uncle used to walk me around and show me what's to do, what to do, and what not to do. And so, I look at life now. I live in Tennessee. I've been down south for many years. My family's from down here. And I'm an old country boy. I have a small town of maybe 900 people. We all know each other. And we look at the world today and we laugh because what's coming down the pipeline, I tell people, stay up above the Mason Dixon. Please don't come down to these rural towns And definitely don't try to go out to Idaho and Montana and bring that mess out there, because them boys is gonna be waiting on you. You better stay in the inner cities and lock and load over there, because we locked and load down here. We see what's happening, and we just sitting back on the porch with a banjo on our knee with a little hay, and sitting back drinking some sweet tea.
I'm in Kentucky, so I can understand.
What part of Kentucky? I got folks in Shepherdsville.
Oh, I'm not in Shepherdsville. I'm in Louisville.
Oh, you up there? Yeah, one of my good friends' daughter went to Bellarmine. You know what Bellarmine
Oh
is?
yeah, I grew up in that area. That's
Yeah,
where I grew up.
Yeah, she graduated. Now she's a teacher, and I'm in Bowling Green right now. I'm doing some business in Bowling Green. Then I'll
Oh,
be heading
okay.
back. Yeah, so yeah, I love conversations like this. Hopefully, most Americans will take advantage of the biggest wealth transfer that we're seeing now with Wall Street. The tokenization of real estate and stocks and ETFs, I think is fantastic. I think most people need to look in on that. But you know, one thing about me, I'm excited about young people. My 16-year-old nephew is more advanced than most people, and I find the group of kids that are his. I did not know gamification was $1 trillion industry, because I'm not into games.
Right.
But to see him educate me on how they're making money, gamified money, streaming. I didn't know anything about streaming. I didn't know nothing about Twitch. These kids are making more money in 30 days than most folks are making a decade. I was floored. This is like 2 months ago when he was showing me. So now he's taught me some stuff about the metaverse, and I'm excited about to see what this young people are not just following the old industrial. This is not the industrial age. We're
Right.
past that. So yeah, rooms like this are always thought provoking. I love thought provoking rooms. I love the fact that you facilitated a room where it was calm, collective. Intellectuals are here from all walks of life. Yeah, yeah. You said you came from somewhere. Where'd you come from? Clubhouse?
No,
Oh,
BIGO. I've been there for
okay.
4 years. Yeah, people over
I
here
got
call
it.
it the ghetto app. So, but every app is what you make it. If
Yes.
you're into drama and sensationalism, then that's what it's going to be, and that's not what I'm into. So, therefore, you won't ever find any of that over here. Any panel I hold, everybody gets to talk and all of that. Nobody's going to overtalk you, and if they do, stop them because everybody deserves to be heard. These conversations that we have, most of the time you can't have these conversations with your friends, you can't have these conversations with your family, because a lot of them maybe aren't on that level yet. So I like to create a space where you can have these conversations. So that's just my goal.
Well, it's what I'm learning. Community is the future. If you look up Web3, which we're headed to Web3, my friend out in Los Angeles, he is highlighting. Have you seen the platform called SKOOL?
No, I have not. What's that?
It's called School, and it's a platform like what you're doing now, where people can come into certain communities that they can, because you can't, like you said, you can't find family members or friends, but you can plug into a community like Unity, right? Let's just say this is a Unity room, and you can have conversations with like-minded people.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
yeah, and in addition, though, Alex Harmozy, he's one of the biggest direct sales guys out here today, teaching entrepreneurs on how to advertise and market. He partnered with School and made it a gamification. So now you're not just in the community. You engage with the community with what you know, and you get points. You win prizes, and so they're making community fun while they're learning at the same time. You should look
Oh,
it up.
that's dope. Yeah, I just typed it in my chat GPT. I had never heard of that.
Yeah. So community is the future. Type in Web3 if you want to, and ask it the future of community in Web3. And it's you own your own content. You own everything. You can create the atmosphere. And I think it's going to be really dope, man, to be around people that you can vibe with, learn from, and at the same time have fun with.
Yeah, it says Web3. Thank you. I'm Courtney. It says for Web3, it says refers to a vision of the internet where power and ownership are decentralized. It expands on previous eras. Web 1.0. Core ideas include decentralization, user ownership, tokens and cryptocurrencies, smart contracts and dApps, and Interoperability. I've never used that word until today. So that sounds pretty dope though. And it's looking up School now. Let me see. Okay, School is a commercial all-in-one platform aimed at people who want to build and monetize online communities. It was founded by Sam Ovens in 2019. I never heard of this. So is it like, let me see, is it typical features include a private forum where members can post a comment, a classroom area for hosting online courses? Oh, that's dope. I need
Yeah.
to.
So you can do whatever you. So like, I got a friend of mine. She's a registered nurse, and she's been that for like 30 years. So she has a room for all you aspiring LPNs that want to become registered nurses, and so you can plug in and build your network. Lawyers that I know a couple of friends of mine that are actually in the law arena. Corporate attorneys, they've created rooms for themselves. For other lawyers that are aspiring, but they got rooms mostly for like people who are into digital marketing. And I've been in the internet marketing game since 2010. But these are some of the people who've gone out and been able to learn, develop, and master it. So they create a room to help other people who are looking to acquire a skill set so they can add an additional income. And so it's whatever you have that you're passionate about, that you love and informed about. It could be anything. It could be art. You like art? Guess what? I'm going to create a whole room of people who just love art but never just been able to communicate anything. And I think it's dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that because I wouldn't mind getting on there and creating a room because I really push American civics. I push that a lot because people have a lot of people. I'm not gonna say people in general, but a lot of people have forgotten basic civics, and a lot of people don't know or have their U.S. Constitution or even their state constitution. So I push that a lot. Even though we know that it wasn't created for people that look like me, it's still good. Carter G. Woodson, he said it himself. Even if you don't plan to be an attorney, it's always good to know the law of the land. And that's
Yeah,
a
and
quote.
you know what I was just telling my wife the other day, and I'm an idea driven individual. So for me, I just focus on my strengths and I stay in my lane, as my pappy used to always say. Boy, once you find out what you're supposed to be doing, stay in your lane. Don't do everything. But I will say this: I was just telling my wife, we need more people who are able to take complex knowledge about Constitution, Bill of Rights, the government, and be able to dumb it down so common people can understand what these bills are saying. Because they format these bills, like one of my lawyer friends, he says, we create contracts. I know it. He said, but we create it in a way so you don't really understand it. I said, why do you do that? He said, man, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. He said, I don't really know. He said, but really, man, to be honest with you, he said, I think sometimes, man, they want us to do that so people really can't understand what's being said, and they'll get so frustrated that they'll just say, okay, listen, you do it for us, and we just charge you for it. And he went into another role, but I'm saying we need people like you who are able to take complex. Like I have a friend named Brandon Ivy. You can look him up. He's the CEO and founder of Ivy League Crypto Academy, one of the biggest crypto consultants in the world. He went to Morehouse, and he has a crypto talk every single week. What he does is take cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and all things blockchain, and he simplifies it so the common person can understand what people didn't understand back in 2009 when the white papers came out with Satoshi Nakamoto. Most folks didn't know what in the world was going on, but the people from MIT did. The engineers, cryptographers did. Now we do now, but we need some people who can have rooms to break down civics.
Right.
What's the bill? What bills are paying passed? How does that affect me as a regular, hard-working American or a blue-collar person? We do need more rooms like that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to look into it because I know my aunt, she was telling me about Schoolhouse Rock. And I didn't remember Schoolhouse Rock, but it was basically, it taught you about, what is a bill. It had a whole song about, how a bill goes through different processes and how it gets passed and all that. And it was in like singing form with cartoons. And
Back in my day.
yeah, so like they don't have things like that now. I mean, you can go back and watch old videos of it on YouTube, but they don't have things like that now. So for a while, like when I first got on here, that was the content I was pushing out. Was I went through, well, I started going through the whole book, just a basic American civics book, just this book here. I started going through it, and I think I stopped at, I forget which chapter I stopped at, but I know I went through the whole Constitution and broke down each section of the Constitution and all of that. Oh, I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared. I hope he's all right. I hope he didn't get. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, let's see who's in here. Straight talk. You fell down. What happened? Maybe he got a phone call. But yeah, I broke. If you look down my page, you'll see the videos and stuff like that. But everybody that's in here, Christopher Tiller, nice to meet you. I hope you follow me. Yes, just Tone, Jen, Xer, nice to meet you. 6-7, nice to meet you. Constantine, nice to meet you. All of you. I appreciate you all being here. I'm probably gonna go ahead and get off for now. I don't even know how long I've been on here. Usually when I'm live, I don't even pay attention to it, but it ends up being hours. And I am going to go live again tomorrow. I'm going to do my best, you all. You got to hold me accountable, man. Inbox me and say, man, Unity, go live. Because I'll be over there on the other platform and stuff, man. And Guava, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. And don't be nervous. You're always welcome over here. Everybody's always welcome. Everybody gets a voice. And let's see how long I've been on here. Almost 3 hours, y'all. 2 hours and 36 minutes. So we were hitting the 3-hour mark. And Frankie, I don't know if you're there, but I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. I know you're probably on another place doing something else. I bet you that's what you're doing. But thank you for coming here. You are my only moderator, and I'm not adding any more moderators until I know. I only add people I know, and I've known Frankie for years, so she's the only moderator, I think, besides one other person that I've known for some years. I'm scared about these moderators, y'all. I am, because I don't want them kicking and dropping people. I don't kick people out. I like to talk to everybody, you know, even the trolls, because I've turned many trolls into actual friends. So everybody does have a voice. But I appreciate you all for coming. I hope you all have a great night on purpose, and peace and prosperity to everybody. I'm out. Deuces.